Hello. I am probably 5 seconds in, 10 seconds in here right now. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to give it some time. So, like I say, and like I always do, I know y'all's look, I'm getting used to this, getting ready to let my generals know. Um, getting ready to let my generals know that I'm getting ready to go live. So, we shall see how it shall go from here. What is going on, Avery? How you doing, sir? Okay, there. Okay, one of my generals is here. I was just getting ready to let you both know. All right. So look, there's 33 of you guys in here right now. I'm gonna try my best to do this because I know the past few times that we've been known here has been a lot of me doing a lot of the talking. And now, if you see in the title right here, this is a live Q&A from all the stuff that's been going on. So if you are on a computer, do your best to try to put the @ sign and try to spell out modern. If you put the @ sign and start to spell out modern, it will fill it in for you. Then type in your question or whatever like that, and then it will highlight it. It will jump out at me. I can't miss it, okay? Because I want this to be a live Q&A for some of you guys that might have questions on what you want to know my thoughts on. It might be some stuff we might be repeating here tonight, but I just want to open this up to you guys to be able to ask me questions on your thoughts. And do me a favor. Do me a favor if you possibly can. If you're here, all 48 of you guys, if you're going to ask me any question or anything like that, do me a favor and do not try to include no Republican, no Democrat, no Donald Trump, because it's all coming down. It's us now. This is about us on this level down here. We're going to be the ones to be able to fix this. So that's what I want to know. You see what non-lethal just did? It jumped out instantly when she put that right there. I can see it. And also what I would like to do is I want to check out some of these questions that's going to come in here. And I know my generals are right there ready to start doing their thing. So be respectful like adults. And no matter what the question is going to be, I'll try to answer the best of my ability. Now, if it is a question, I'm going to try to answer to the best of my ability, but don't go in here just flaming off, throwing out some stupid stuff like that, okay? So Tim Cross says, how are you? What is your name? Modern Renaissance man. Okay, it's Ty. John Brock said, why do people take children to a protest knowing it can become a volatile situation? I think most of the time they just want to give their children the experience of something that might have been going on so their children can be a part of history or something like that. But to me, it's pretty dangerous because you don't know what can break out. And then at the same time, I think it can give off the wrong message to show children like, Dad, why were all those people so mean? They can be like, because the way you look, you're going to be hated. I hope they're not doing it to their kids. I hope not. So again, if you are on a computer, make sure you put the @ sign like what John Brock just did. It will jump out at me and I can see it. It's highlighted. Bob Morris says, why do you think there were pallets of bricks in various cities placed in the streets? Who did it and why? I think those pallets of bricks was placed there on purpose because they knew that it would be something that if people got aroused and got mad, they would be able to just go for any projectile they can get and throw it. Who do I think did it? I think some very evil people did it and got trying to get some stuff started. Now, I think I'm just telling you guys from what I've been getting from friends, family, from subscribers. Antifa is a part of it. And then another group they just been talking about. I don't know who they are. And I think what they're doing is to keep things stirred up because if you get stuff started, you got people out there that are weak-minded, that are already criminally in, like they already have criminal intent. So they're going to be ready to jump at something like that. So Bob Morris, I don't know if there's videos out there also where they actually showed this black lady in Chicago cussing these people out because they handed some black boys some bricks while they were driving. So the lady took the brick back to them and all that and started cussing them out, whatever. And yeah, so that's exactly what it is. So that's my thoughts on that. I mean, I'm just going based off of what I see. By the way, I hit your PayPal last night. John, you did? Did you leave a message in there or your name or something so I can know that it's you? Whatever it is, it don't matter what you left in there. I appreciate it, sir. Tim Cross did not read the title of this song. I mean, the title of this video. What's going on, Miss Maryland? Here in Austin. Okay, let's see. Again, folks, if you are on a phone, try your best to put in capital letters, I guess, MRM, and then type out your question. But if you are on a computer, put the @ sign and then put the @ sign and then kind of type out your message or whatever it is that you want me to see, because like I said, I'm trying to open this up to you guys asking questions. If you don't ask questions, somebody keep on throwing questions there before you. David Yerke, you did a good job at doing what you just did, but you didn't put a question or anything there. So just letting you know that. And he retracted it. So you better get it in as you can, folks. Yeah. That's some sweet tea. What is my opinion on defunding the law enforcement? So that means what? People gonna have lower taxes? I haven't heard anything about that. I don't know why you would defund the law enforcement. I mean, they actually getting crappy pay to be doing all the crazy stuff that they're doing. I wouldn't defund it because it's only going to hurt the people. Just like people going after these police officers, it's only going to hurt them in the long run. Do you think that police, Music Sound said, do you think the police are overly disrespectful, especially to women? They shouldn't cuss and manhandle them. Music Sound, as far as cussing go, that's freedom of speech, whatever like that. But as far as manhandling women, that's absolutely wrong. They shouldn't manhandle nobody at all. But I don't think that all police are overly disrespectful. I don't think that at all. I just think that some are. That's it. And again, most of the time, if you watch anything to show bad police officers doing bad things, you can't help but think, and possibly if you weak minded, I'm not gonna say weak minded, but if you're not conscious of what they're showing you, it's gonna make it seem like that all police officers are bad, and they're not. If they keep on showing you black people doing bad things, it's gonna appear that all black people are bad, and they're not. If they keep on showing white people saying racist stuff or doing things to black people, then it's gonna appear that all white people are racist, and it's not. Okay, let's see here. Paul said, after all this campaign and protest are said and done, do you think that will actually have an impact on racism in America, or will things stay the way that they were after time? Here's the thing, Paul. There has not been like no escalating of what we are calling racism. Like, for instance, we shouldn't even be talking about racism right now. You want to know why? Because what we've seen unfold had nothing to do with racism at all. It just that it became a thing in there, a thing of racism, because somebody's narrative was pushed to go and try to make it seem like it was something that was racist, and it absolutely was not racist whatsoever. I don't care what anybody says. I got that on my phone right here. I'm gonna show y'all something. These people came marching in front of our house saying, hey, 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 ho, ho, racist police have got to go. I got it on my phone right here. And I went right out there and I wanted to know what it was that they were talking about. And you know what they did? I told them, show me somebody, a cop or something like that. That was, I don't know if y'all gonna be able to see this real good, but yeah, they were out there doing this in front of my house. And see that? They're out there marching in front of our house and all that, saying, hey, hey, ho, ho, racist cops have got to go. They weren't walking in the streets and all this, doing that in the neighborhood. And so anyway, I went out there and I told them, what racist cops are y'all talking about? Nobody. They was like, well, because the cops are being racist against, these are white people and black people. I'm like, where at? Who told y'all that? Do y'all? I mean, here's the thing. When it all came down to it, I'm up here asking these questions, and they couldn't even give me no legit answers. I said, "Where's y'all facts? That y'all going there saying, hey, hey, ho, ho, racist cops have got to go." I'm agreeing with y'all, but I'm talking about when y'all are saying this. Who in particular are y'all talking about? Well, you know what happened to George Floyd? I said that wasn't racist though. That was just a bad police officer doing something wrong. He got caught doing it. So does that make him racist? Okay, so if you see, so anyway, when it all comes into it, I was trying to, not that I was trying to, but I was talking to them. And I'm telling you, once you present facts to people and they feel like they are, when you say something to them intellectual and they have like no rebuttal, the only thing they do, they start name calling, and they say, "Oh, you just effed up," or they just say, "Oh, you just trying to." That's the only answer they got. So they just kept on, and they changed it over, saying no justice, no peace. So I just left them alone, let them do their thing. These are a bunch of little young kids, whatever, like that, And one person, while I was doing it, there was a white guy, and he saw me walking with him and had the camera. He saw me ask some questions. So he came up to me. He said, "Isn't this wonderful?" I said, "Nope." He was like, "Oh." I said, "No, this is not wonderful." I said, "This just don't make any sense because it's not going to accomplish nothing. Walking in the street so everybody can see you is not going to accomplish anything." Want to know why? Because this world that we live in right now is all about me. Selfie, selfie, selfie. Look what I'm doing. Look what I'm doing. Then one of our neighbors that lives around the corner, she took her little daughter. The girl had to be like 5 years old. Took her out and grabbed her hand. She went and joined and started walking with them. Also, you can feel like, oh, well, maybe because Ty is black and his family are black and other blacks in this the neighborhood, they'll feel like we support them. I'm like, that ain't doing nothing for me. That's not doing nothing for me at all. You actually coming around the corner sometimes and talking, have a conversation would be better than making me seem like you actually are great or you're okay with me because you're walking with the people. And I was like, no, that's not going to do anything. It's not going to give them like no extra oomph or make me feel the people in the neighborhood accept me. I know I'm accepted here because I got a nice job and career that put me here and want to live here, period. So my point in saying all that is that it didn't do anything at all. I mean, if they want to do that thing that's going to help, that's great. If their heart is in the right place, then by all means, go ahead. So I just let them alone, let them do their thing. Not my playground there. Okay. King's Crown said, Army being called in, is that escalating tensions to a greater level? No, I don't think it is. I think the fact that the Army is being called in makes people want to feel or think, oh, it must be getting real bad. No, here's the thing. They showed videos of police officers getting the stank beat out of them by people. Okay. They show videos of that happening. People getting police officers getting beat up. If the police officers them are being overwhelmed by people going after them and trying to hurt them, I believe they should have all the protection that they can possibly get themselves too. So if the military have to come in, then so be it. Military is military. That's what I mean. They're protecting people. People look at this the wrong way. They make it seem like, oh, see, look, they're all on the same side, the police officers and no, you got to understand, you out there possibly getting ready to destroy somebody's father, somebody's mother. Like the video I seen them beating a white cop up and a white woman cop up beating them up. You out there beating somebody's mom, somebody's sister. Like if that was me and that was my wife out there and I seen her being hit like that, do you know how infuriating that would be? I don't care what color you are. You sitting there putting your hands on my wife. You know what I'm saying? See, so many things that goes into it. You know, you got a lot of people who want their husbands and stuff to quit. Just don't be a police officer right now. Please, can we just quit? Don't, you know? So no, having the military come out there, I think is great. Just like I thought it was a good idea when Trump wanted to send the military to Chicago. Okay. Good evening, Lilith. Laura Davies said they're talking about doing just that in California. I don't know what you're talking about. You should have clarified that because I don't know what it is. Again, if you are in here, do me a favor. This is a Q&A. I don't want nobody to go off into this whole thing of saying the liberals or the conservatives or the Democrats or this. I'm talking about on a people level, as if me and you are talking right now. I don't want to talk about that because when it all comes down to it, it's about individual decision making. Okay. So like I said, I live in America, grew up in America, and Chicago, different places, came to, all of us came to America. You're black, you came from another country. Anyway, my point is this: growing up here in America, you get to experience a whole lot of different things. And when you come from a place like I came from, where we just didn't even give a care what was going on in the mainstream world, because all we was caring about is the 4 pillars I talk about: food, shelter, clothing, and health. Okay. So when you do things like that, you get a different perspective and you get a different way of seeing things. See, where I come from in the hood, I would say one of the best benefits of coming up and not having all the best amenities that a lot of people got is that my mind wasn't able to be transformed or be coached into the way that people wanted me to think. I hate to say it, but I'm kind of thankful that I didn't pay attention like I should have in school on some things. Some things I'm glad I didn't pay attention to. So let's see here. If I don't see my name highlighted in orange, I'm probably not going to be able to see. Okay. Memory Rose said, help me understand why people aren't upset over these rioters killing people. I don't understand why it's still being called protesting. Innocent people are losing their livelihoods. Because the thing is, Memory Road, this to me, I love Greek mythology. I love mythology. I love Jamaican folklore. I love Norse mythology. I love a lot of those stories, man. I absolutely love them. And if you guys know about Troy, y'all know about the Trojan horse, right? So when you got riots and stuff going on, and you got pallets of bricks in different places, and you got people handing out bricks, and then you got people that not even are black at all, but they going around spray painting buildings and busting windows and all that. You got white boys with skateboards busting things out. One of them got beat up by J.R. Smith, the NBA player. When you got things like that going on, these people are down there all, yeah, but you have no idea it's a Trojan horse. You out there protesting with these folks that's from an organization thinking that they are with you and for you, and they're actually doing things in the name of you. And that's the issue. It's the same thing people try to do with Jesus. They said, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in your name? Have we not cast out demons? Have we not done anything? The Lord said, yeah, you done all that, but I never knew you. You that work iniquity. Depart from me, you that work iniquity. It's the same type of thing. The Lord said things like they were, they were with me, but they weren't of me. You know what I'm saying? They were with me, but there's a lot of them that's in the flock. They're with me, but they're not of me. So it's the same exact thing. Although there's peaceful protesters out there and you see all these people working together, they are with them, but a lot of those people that's part of that are not of them. But yet it's going to make everybody else look bad. I'm telling you, if you got like a bunch of people, why you think it happened in certain type of neighborhoods and all this like that? I mean, me and my wife went out for our anniversary. I got videos, y'all. I got video right here. Me and my wife went to a nice, beautiful restaurant. And of course, I'm always making light of something. So y'all not gonna be able to hear this, but I'm up here laughing, seeing how things are boarded up. Look. So what I'm doing, I'm actually being sarcastic right there because a very upscale area that we went to go eat at, we get there and they're boarding up the whole block. They're boarding up the buildings and everything. And so anyway, my point is that I just have fun with it. And what I mean, this is another time to be having fun. Oh, please, if you want to be so fearful and scared, then that's on you. But I'm not going to. So what I was doing, I was like, oh my God, they're boarding up everything. Oh, this is the end, people. The Bible says you're not going to be able to buy or sell. We can't buy none because they boarded up, and they can't sell none because it's boarded up. What we going to do? I was just being funny like that, but nothing happened down there at all. So yeah, so innocent people losing their lives is a terrible thing. And just think about this. It started off as one life being lost. And now it just turned into complete disaster. And I think that's the way that they wanted it to be, because they know for a fact that, for one, there are a lot of loose criminals out there that right now this was just a crazy open opportunity for them to be criminals. And there's no arrests and stuff being made. And then the ones that are being arrested are being released instantly. And then you find out that the ones that's being released are being paid for by certain folks. Well, I'm not going to get into, but you can research it all you want and find that out. Again, if you're in here, if you have a question for me, try to put MRM in capital letters. If you are on a phone, if you're on a computer, put the @ sign and put Modern Renaissance Man. And when you put Modern Renaissance Man, I'll be able to pop out and it'll pop out at me. So Dwayne Hunter, thank you for that, sir. Thank you very much. Dwayne Hunter said, I am a 60-year-old man and I have many of my friends let's just say you have many friends that's black for years playing darts. I love everyone. Let's have some peace, please. Sending love to you all. Dwayne Hunter, appreciate that. Guys, and I don't know how this all works, but I guess when you if you do super chat in here, it don't matter if you do $1, $2, $3. When you do that, you see how Dwayne Hunter message popped out, it'll jump out at me like that too. So if you on a regular computer though, if you put @ sign, then I'll be able to read it easier. Okay, so another super chat. Zoe Savannah didn't say nothing, just said $10. I appreciate that, Zoe. All right, Robert Bryant said, I laughed watching the news tonight. There was a white lady on her 3-year-old. The child was holding a Black Lives Matter sign. The mother claimed the child made the sign. That baby didn't put BLM on that sign. That baby put BM, telling the mom I'm having a bowel movement. That's about it. Oh my God. Get out of here, man. Get out. Police reform is necessary. What's driving me nuts is that it's going to be expensive. I see these cop cars on fire in my city, $50,000 a pop. That could have gone to reform community centers. And what's not understood right here is, what do y'all think? These people that's out there looting and rioting, what do you think is going to happen? You do know who's going to pay for those cop cars and that new police buildings. You know that y'all going to be paying for it, right? You know that's the reason why that's the reason people like me and other folks that are speaking out trying to prevent y'all from going out there and tearing up your cities. Sweet tea. The reason why is this. You're going to be responsible for paying for those cars. You're going to be responsible for paying for the police precinct. And trust me, when they do it again, they probably going to build themselves a state-of-the-art police station that's going to be fireproof, bulletproof, brick-proof, good windows, and they're going to give themselves probably a really great workout gym. And then they're also going to give themselves better cars that probably going to be able to withstand bricks being hit with them, better armor police cars because of some stuff like this. So all you did, we just say thank you very much for raising the taxes for a lot of people in these cities for doing what y'all did right there. And it's hurting you on the long run. So now your paycheck is going to be smaller as too. Now we out here struggling. I'm up here working 3 jobs. Well, now you might have to get 4 now because you're going to pay for those police officers' cars and that new precinct that's there. And also, you're going to hurt your own family and friends too, because a lot of businesses that you tore up there will not be coming back. You do know you got to have food, shelter, clothing, and health. So these businesses that was right there close to communities, you think they're going to stay there? No. So now you're going to have to drive further out, which is going to cost you more. And then depending on how things are going to go, inflation and all that, you're going to pay more money for the food and stuff that you're ready to go buy while you're working at the job that you're working at. So now, like I said, it's going to be worse. And they think they did something. I don't care what nobody say. This time we're going to be heard. Yeah, right. Until they do something to make you feel good about yourself and it settles down. I think for one, there's going to be tension all the way up until the next president is what's going to happen. That's what it's going to be. It's just going to be tension all the way until then. Sam, the man, 18, said, MRM, I keep thinking of Romans 13 and 8 says, let no debt remain outstanding except the continued debt, love one another. Imagine what the world would happen. Imagine what would happen if we all took this to heart. They can't do it though, man. Because that's, you know what you want to do? You want to know the reason why love can be, but you want to know the reason why it's not? Because that's not what's being shown. People, God is love. If all you are being shown is hate, who do you think is showing you the hate? Y'all see what I'm getting at? God is about love. If you don't see love being displayed in your community, in your town, in your family, and all you see on TV and a bunch of outlets is hate being shown. If I am of God and I'm showing you guys love, then who do you think is showing you guys hate? I told you, when it all comes down to it, folks, it's simple. It's going to come down to evil. It comes down to simple, fundamental evil. Because if it was of God, all you would see are good things. That's why he say, whatsoever things are good, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things have a good report. He said, think on these things. How can you think on these things when you're not being shown those things? If all the world is showing you is hate, who do you think is behind the hate? There's no good people behind showing you hatred, purposely showing you hatred. Like it's no different than people setting you in front of cartoons, and there's definitely you're exposing your kids to too much sexuality right from the beginning. Like a lot of Disney movies got people kissing and all stuff. I mean, I think Lion King was the first cartoon where they actually, you knew what was going on between Simba and Nala. I mean, she laid on her back and gave him my eyes and all that. Yeah, you knew what was about to go down, which y'all see what I'm getting at. So what I'm saying is that a lot of things are being pushed out and slipped in there in all kind of ways with nobody questioning, nobody checking it. And that's one thing that's crazy about the mind is that it does not care what you plant in it, but it will return to you what you planted in your mind. So when I get people on this channel that spew out hate, all I know, that's why I don't get, that's what I'm saying, my generals, that's why I tell you, I know y'all get mad for me. And I gave a little lesson on that before where I told a lot of people on my channel, y'all do not get mad for me. If the people are throwing stuff and shouting things at me, don't get mad on my behalf because I'm not getting mad. And now it's going to be crazy because now it's causing y'all stress. Look, I'm telling y'all, this is how this thing works. The reason why I don't get upset because I know the source of these people hatred. I know the source. They're showing it. Like people say, if you let a person talk long enough, you know them. Just let them keep talking, right? So if all you are planning in your mind is a bunch of evil stuff and you get into this channel and you start spewing out evil stuff, I don't get mad at that because I know why you're doing what you're doing. I know what drives you and you don't even know it. So, okay, moving on to, okay, so Laura just said defunding the cops. Okay, I answered that. Non-lethal again said, put the at Modern Renaissance man sign and all that if you are on the computer. That way I can see your comment like she just did. Ty looks 25, wisdom of 45, and I know you're 38. Yeah. Okay, I'm trying to catch up to some things there. Grover Davies, I appreciate that. Appreciate that much. Thank you so much for that blessing, sir. I think. My friend, hey, Dwayne Hunter, If you're gonna be throwing out money like that, I'd rather just have you give it to my PayPal. That way, no fee is taken out of that. Okay, he says, because you are putting out so much love, I give you some more for your passion for the truth. Thank you. Dwayne Hunter, I really do appreciate that, sir. I really do. Thank you so much, sir. Texas Red said, as Christians, we know we will spend eternity together. How can any believer justify judging another believer on the color of their skin? I don't know. And I think it's kind of wrong for pastors to even get up and start saying things like Black Lives Matter. Because if you're getting up and you a pastor, oh my God, y'all, they have some pastors that some people have sent me. There were some pastors that got up, and these pastors got up there and they said, I'm acknowledging my white privilege. I cannot believe that as a pastor. I mean, then again, some of them might have did it out of ignorance, because I think they may not have as deep as a relationship with God that they may seem to have. Because if you really have the real love of God, the only privilege that you have is the fact that you are a child of God. That is a major privilege, okay? That's the privilege that you have. But to sit there and try to use that to get more, because all it is, I'm telling you guys, everybody is, to me, y'all just don't understand. If you was a part of the world that I'm in right now, you would see that a lot of people, this thing has caused a lot of things to surface. You know what I'm trying to say? It's almost like you can't see what's going on inside of a type of meat, but then when you pour some type of substance on that meat and all the worms start to just come out the meat, you didn't even know that meat was corrupted like that. This causing a lot of people stuff to just surface. When you got pastors and people trying to get in on this just so their members can get focused on them, and oh yeah, see, look at the pastor, yeah, let's give more to the pastor. If a pastor's getting out there saying anything about Black Lives Matter and you saying things like white privilege, that is absolutely ridiculous. As I'm saying this, I'm calling y'all out. I'm calling y'all out as ministers of God. We should not be saying that, because God died for the sins of the world, which includes every last race on this earth. If you are a believer, if you're not a believer, that's fine. You can just still be moral and good and all that. I'm not talking to you guys. But as far as ones that call themselves Christians and ministers of God or anything like that, there's no way you should be up there supporting one race of folks when you're supposed to say, oh, we're all God's children. Then why are you talking about Black Lives Matter then? Why are you talking about white privilege then? That is absolutely ridiculous. And again, I would love to get anybody that disagrees with that, a pastor or anything like that. I would love to get them, if they got Google Hangouts and we can do a video thingy that I'm learning right here, I would love to do that, because there's no way you're going to justify that. There is no way you're going to justify that. Hammer Slag said, that is so right. Areas lost in the 68 riots did not come back for decades. Yeah. And it hurt people. Okay. Kip Vole said, MRM, and the people in those areas have less place to shop and it will cost them more. Yep. You're absolutely right. John Devlin, do you think recruiting police from the retiring military has something to do with all the fear transferable? No. The fear that's being transferred has nothing to do with the fact that they're sending the military. That the military can come anywhere they want to. I will not be scared. You want to know why? I have nothing to be scared of. You want to know why? Because I'm not doing nothing wrong that would make the military want to come after me. So what I mean by that is that, what pushed the fear in a lot of these people is what's being portrayed on all the news outlets. That's what's pushing fear. That's what fear does. And if you recognize what it is and you recognize your enemy tactics, then that will let you know that there's some type of agenda or pull behind it. Okay. That's what it is. You have to, guys, when things happen, you have to, yes, you take in what you've just seen, but you have to be in a position to where you ask why this, why now, why, what's going on behind it, what's trying to be done. There is no denying. You can call people a conspiracy. It seems like people want to call you a conspiracy theorist when you try to get to the truth of a matter. A lot of us have seen bricks being planted in these different places. We've seen it. We've seen cops being beat up. There's video in Chicago of cops actually, I don't know what they were doing. I'm not trying to say they weren't. Listen to me. I'm saying this. There were cops that were taking bricks out of their units. Like they had a F-150 and it had like a tonneau cover or whatever like that. And it was one of those ones that slide, and they were taking bricks out of the truck. I don't know what they were doing. I don't know if they recovered the bricks and they were just putting them somewhere else. I don't know. But what I am saying is that the world got to see those pallets of bricks in those different places and these infiltrators in there. So there's no denying that. Grover Davis, again, I thank you. Thank you for that. Watch the time. Oh yeah, Lethal. I forgot. I thought I put it in my description that the ones that want to do the reaction thing, they can, yeah, because I think like right now, what we got going on right now is, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love doing a reaction. Y'all know I do. but people are really hurting right now. People are really lost right now. People are looking for some type of words of comfort, some type of, somebody that's actually shining light on these things to give them comfort in the times like this. Because guys, you don't have to be fearful of what's going on. You don't have to sit there and think, I don't care what any other minister is saying. This is not one of those things where, oh my God, the world is changing. The world is changing. Well, if the world is changing, that's fine, because my Father in heaven tells me, be ye not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. So if he's telling me not to be if he's telling me not to be conformed to the world, and the world is changing, I'm not worried about it, because the kingdom that I'm in is not a part of this world system anyway. So if you are of the world and you're worldly and the world is changing, then you're going to be the one changing with the world. As far as that's hey, but as far as me, no. I'm still going to live on his word. His word is going to be my foundation. His word is going to be the anchor, and his word still stands strong today. With these things of, simplicity is what it all comes down to when it comes to the Lord. Simplicity, flat out simplicity. But nobody wants to believe that, because somebody has tricked you into denying that his words are true. His words are life. And what I mean by that is this. He said, love your neighbor as you love yourself. If each and every one of us loved our neighbor as we loved ourselves, you wouldn't want to cause harm to them. You wouldn't want to kill them. You wouldn't want to commit adultery. You wouldn't want to cheat. You wouldn't want to steal from them. You wouldn't covet and be jealous of what they got, if you love them like you love yourself. Okay, let's see. Next question. QHNS says, I'm so thankful for you today. I was so discouraged and started feeling the seeds of disunity until today. The Lord is using your voice. Thank you for that very much. And that's the thing is, that's why when he came, you notice that, you guys, if I know a lot of people don't read the Bible. I'm not calling nobody in here crazy for not reading the Bible, because I was like in church for maybe 8 years before I even really started reading the Bible. But there were a lot of things going on during Jesus' time. Christians were being prosecuted and killed during Jesus' time. But I found it really interesting that Jesus went on ground zero. Like, even though we got internet today, he was on ground zero talking to people like I'm talking to you guys, giving them hope, giving them wisdom, encouraging them, uplifting their spirits for all that stuff that's going on there now. That's why he said, what my kingdom is not of this world. That's why he came preaching his kingdom. You become a part of that kingdom and let God revelate you and bring you to a higher levels in him, and let his Holy Spirit lead you into all righteousness and truth. That's why you can I understand when he said he gives you peace beyond all understanding. And that's why a lot of folks even look at me right now and they're saying things like, man, how can you be so darn calm, and how can you be so encouraging? You just have this vibe of just positivity on you all the time, because he said it in his word. He's going to give you peace that's beyond all understanding. People don't understand why that is, but I do know this: by being led by him, by having his life, and being able to share his gospel. See, the thing is, when we come into these chats and we talk, it seems like people always go out feeling good. You want to know why? Because gospel is good news. Gospel means good news. And an evangelist, which is what I am, if you look up the term evangelist right now, it will tell you one who brings good news. I never went to school, or I never went around professing to be no evangelist nowhere. It just that whenever people would talk to me, or I would talk to somebody at my job, all through my life, this person ended up being the wife of a pastor, or my patient ended up being a pastor. And he was like, are you a preacher? Oh, yeah, I am. He's like, I want you to come to my church and preach. But not one time did I ever go around showing a card or anything like that. Like, hey, I'm an evangelist. Hey, I'm an evangelist. No, I've been invited to preach at Methodist church, Catholic church. I've been preaching at all these different places, right? And with that being said, the reason why is because I'm an evangelist, because what I do comes out of me naturally, is making people feel better, uplift, and I'm bringing positivity. I'm bringing good news. And that's what an evangelist does. Y'all can look it up right now. Look up evangelist. It's going to tell you one who brings good news. So anyway, I'm glad that you are feeling uplifted, and don't be discouraged at this, because the thing is, I always look for the opportunity for people to actually see what I'm saying. It's so awesome that you never know that your profession might have something to do with how you can help people emotionally and spiritually. Because on my job, one of my main jobs is to get people feeling better about the illness or the ailment that they got going on, right? That's my job, is to get them feeling better. You come in broken, but then you leave feeling like, oh my God, I feel like I'm healing off of this. So when you come in with your questions, your concerns about this stuff like that, and I'm trying to give you the remedy to it, and you start to heal from it and feel better, that's great. You got something to look forward to. You got something that's encouraging. You got something that's going to make you feel good instead of feeling bad. And that's why I say, turn not your eyes to the stuff that's going on. If you did not sit there and keep on constantly watching TV, watching the news and everything like that, that stuff will not get embedded in you and get in your spirit and bring you down. You don't have to watch that stuff. Watch something else. I don't know, watch something on Netflix. Don't get into all of that. If it's not directly affecting your life to the extent to where you need to find out if if they tell you, oh, every house on your block is going to go through a main thing because a gas line broke, and that's when you should be worried or something like that. But as far as everything else goes, if you are not mentally strong enough to handle all the atrocities and all the hate and all the evil that's being displayed, it will take hold of you. There are people that were doing okay. They're not protesting. There are people that are not rioting. There are people that are not, going out there and marching or anything like that, not getting involved. They sit at home and they watch it, and all of a sudden depression has went up. So it's affecting you. Okay. Whale Song said, hi, first time with one of your lives. What are your thoughts on the 8 can't wait policies? Do you think the police department should adopt them? If they do you think they will help? Whale Song, I don't know. I really don't know, because the thing is, it's just like in this walk of Christ. Look, I'm sorry, folks. That's all I can. I'm not sorry. That's all I can relate it to is a walk of Christ. It's going to come down to individualism. It's going to come down to individual responsibility. You know what I'm trying to say? So I know you can go through police training and do all those things like that, but it needs to be like a refresher course every month or something like that to kind of remind them what they're doing it for, what their role is to protect and to serve, what their role is, how to handle. I mean, I would love to go in there and talk to the police officer station and teach them these mental toughness skills of somebody talking at you in a crazy way, somebody spitting in your face and you wiping it off when COVID-19 going on right now. You spit, I'm popping you with a baton. I get that, but I'm talking about being talked to the wrong way, being looked at the wrong way, because technically I am not trying to be rude. I'm just being real with y'all. You almost want to say welcome to being black a little bit. You get profiled and everybody hates you for a minute for just because how you look or what team you represent. So anyway, I'm saying it sarcastically, but that's what I would love to do. I would love to go in there and talk to these police officers about how to keep a level head when all this stuff is going on, teaching them techniques that when somebody is getting in your face, to do something as simple as sucking your jaw in and biting down on it real hard, because then your body goes to this survival mode to where all this is focusing on is the pain you caused me, and then you can blurt everything out. Yes, I do that. When I know a person just going off, I sit there and I bite down real hard on the inside of my jaw, and that way my focus is all on the pain that I'm feeling right now in my jaw versus hearing this person out. My emotions can no longer be directed or focused on that person yelling at me and yelling out crazy things. My focus and my emotions is diverted to the fact that, dude, you biting the crap out of the inside of your jaw. Or I might have my arms crossed like this, and when it's crossed like that, I'm sitting there pinching right here where the auxiliary nerve is, and my armpit sitting there pinching the living crap out of that. It's like, oh my god, this is hurting, this is hurting, this is hurting. So I really can't even hear that person no more. So I'm saying little things like that needs to be taught. It may sound stupid, but I'm telling you, you talking to a person who had a psycho crazy temper when I was younger. I'm telling you, the stuff works. Okay, let's see. Douglas McGregor just lost a past friend because he insisted I was racist for opposing the demonstrations and for my thinking the military is necessary to restore. Douglas, if that's the point, I will say this. I'm not even going to go as far as saying that some people say, well, he never was your friend anyway, because I mean, I'm pretty sure you and your friend agreed on everything. A real friend would disagree with you and move on, like, okay, well, we're not just going to discuss this. But if this person actually is leaving you and not want to have anything to do with you because of that, give it some time. You know what I mean? It's just like when you get in an argument, I've been married, gosh, it's just been 19 years that me and my wife been married. There's times where me and my wife definitely bumped heads on some stuff and we didn't agree on something, and tension was high and all that. Let them have their space. Let it die down till tongues have cooled, temperament has cooled. Then we can come back and discuss this. You know what I mean? So let them be mad right now, man. Let them have their space. Let them have their time. It'll die down, and then y'all can come back and talk. So don't even try to win them back per se. Let time go by right now. Okay, let them have their space. They're mad. There's an 8:45 video that's getting ready to play, y'all. The 9 o'clock video is gonna be funny. But again, I can bring up another time. I usually don't do this, but I'm only doing this because I know that it's very important that people are. It's very important that people are in here trying to get comfort and questions answered from somebody that's definitely unbiased and definitely not out there to try to hurt. And I don't have no agenda or anything like that. Okay, let's see if I missed anybody. Where did it go? How did it get this far? I didn't do any of that. Douglas McGregor said, could this be the start of the Great Tribulation? Douglas, you don't want me to go there. No, I would just tell you no. I don't think so at all. That's for a whole nother conversation, Douglas. I already got a whole video out about that right there. Grover Davis, thank you again. The Deadwood says no one should be ashamed of their color of skin or their racist history. Shame should be found in the individual and their action in life and not placed on a race. That's absolutely, I 100% agree with that. I 100% agree with that. Again, folks, if you are new in this channel right here and you trying to get my attention, if you are on a phone or a tablet, try to put capital letters MRM so I can see the question that you may have. Otherwise, I don't know if you guys will talk to me now. And if you're on a computer, make sure you smash down the @ sign, then start to spell out modern. When you put MODERN, it will fill it in for you. Once it fill it in, hit enter and then type out your message. That way it can be highlighted and I can see it. And the reason why I said, Douglas, everything was a great tribulation. When the slaves were being brought over here, it was a great tribulation. When the Civil War was going on, it was a great tribulation. 9/11 was a great tribulation. People thought it was going to be. Hurricane Katrina was a great tribulation. The earthquake in Haiti was a great tribulation. The tsunamis in Sri Lanka was a great tribulation. I mean, so no, this is just history as human beings, period. Because if it was, then we would know it and recognize. I mean, but no, I don't think so. I don't think so. So. Not trying to make you upset or nothing like that, but no, you're going to see in time, Douglas, and like 5 years from now, you can reflect back on this conversation, like, okay, I see what he was talking about. Dwayne Hunter said it's all about love, 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 fellow man. God bless. That's absolutely right, man. Matt Beckman said, if I love them like I love me, then I would be arrested. Okay, well, Matt Beckman, I'll give you another one that Jesus said. He said, do unto others as you would have them do to you. That's what I got to say to that. All right, non-lethal, I'll be able to hold it down over here. Savvy Chick, absolutely, you're welcome. She said, MRM, great message. Thank you so much. You're welcome. You're absolutely welcome. Geoff Smith said the USA is in serious trouble. Protests for prolonged COVID, places burned that offer social assistance. Good luck. God bless. Will be years until things get back to normal. I don't think so. I don't think so. I think I don't think it's going to be years for things to get back to normal, because what's been normal? What's normal? I mean, if this is a so-called continuous fight that people have been fighting since slavery, then what's normal? Normal for who? White people, black people, for who? So I wouldn't necessarily say that things, when you say normal, my normal is what we're seeing right now. It just upped the ante a little bit, but that's normal. You know what I'm trying to say? Like police officers hurting white people, police officers hurting black people is a normal thing. It shouldn't be normal, but it is. This right here actually would have been a normal incident, have it not gotten so much fire behind it. It would have just been a normal event. I'm almost certain that somebody else today might have died at the hands of police today, but we don't know that. You know what I'm trying to say? That's what I'm saying. It all depends on what world you live in. There's a lot of people in Chicago. It depends on what side of Chicago you grew up in. And it also depends on what part of Chicago your world is a part of. To them, they're not worried about what's going on with COVID and what's going on with the riots and all that, because they still trying to focus on, what am I going to eat tonight? Where am I going to sleep tonight? Our power is off. Otherwise, that's why I was telling people when they say things like, dude, how did you never get into voting once you became, when I got out of high school, I got married, my wife was pregnant, my focus was on my family. My focus wasn't on trying to be educated on the judicial branches and executive. I was focusing on going to college, keeping my grades up, going to work, studying my butt off, making sure my family was okay. Now, when I'm at a part of my life where I got the freedom, I can go back and study this stuff and look into it. Yeah. But otherwise, to me, this is normal, man. I mean, to me, it's just a way for God's people to come out and shine light and show people what love is supposed to look like. Love is us being able to have this open discussion like this and talk about it. Love is me telling you in my channel in here, I want you to express how peed off you are. I want you to express that y'all tired of folks almost making it seem like white people are the devil. I want you to be able to express that, because if you continue to hold that stuff in, it will affect you physically. It will literally affect you physically. You will start to feel guilty for something you shouldn't feel guilty about. Because the reason why I say that, because I'm telling you, everything that's in the spiritual realm happens in the natural realm. Everything that God does, the devil imitates. That's why I tell you I'm not religious. In the religious world, they make you feel bad. They condone you. I mean, not condone you. They condemn you for things and call it sin. When you find the truth of about it, it's not even sin. You know what I'm trying to say? I know I've talked to a lot of pastors and all this, and like, man, I know they disagree with me on this, but I mean, there's no Bible with it. They'll say things like, the first thing they start talking about, if a person is no longer in church no more, they'll say, yeah, you out drinking, you out smoking. I'm like, where's that at in the Bible that you can't drink or smoke? I'm trying to figure out where is it at? How did that get classified as a sin? Oh, if you went 5 miles over the speed limit, did you sin? No. See, what I'm saying is this: once you find out the truth about something, it makes you feel better that you know, because you pretty much, you self-condemnation. So as a white person, if somebody's making you feel like you can't speak up about, you should be please, I don't care. Look, white people, y'all listen, I will be flat out like, I have a right to sit there and say it's your fault. I have a right to sit there and say all lives matter. I can say I will say all lives matter, and I don't. People make me feel racist. No, you wait. If you know white people, if you know that you are not racist, try your best to not give a crap about somebody trying to make you feel racist. They want you to live your life according to how they see you, not how you really are. Do not feel bad about that, because it's the same type of thing that goes on in the church world. They try to condemn you and make you feel bad about something when it's not even wrong. It's not wrong for you to feel like all lives matter, and should nobody make you feel that way at all, at all. Like that's giving you some time. It's like almost like bullying. Like, don't you dare say all lives matter with what's going on right now. Like, that's bullying, trying to make you feel inferior or something like that. That's absolutely crazy. That's not the way of God. And then all these people that's even on Black Lives Matter is doing things like that, and you calling yourself Christian? Does that show the love of God? And we're supposed to be all God's children, and all red and yellow, black and white. We're a precious in His sight. Unless you're black, then you're special because you got Black Lives Matter. Christ didn't die for just black people. He died for everybody. And if there's any white minister, any black ministers out there that's saying otherwise, you are speaking lies. Do not do that. Please do not do that. And I will not go to nobody's church or anything like that if that's what you're out there doing, because that is not the message of Christ whatsoever at all. And if anyway, as ministers, we supposed to be showing people Christ and showing people God's message. God is not saying that God ain't concerned with the world and the people and nothing like that. But why all of a sudden a lot of ministers, a lot of preachers and teachers, they're basing their message off of what's going on in the world? If I can just get you to convert and see the good that's going to come out of this, and watch how things get healed, watch how things, because to me, it's just one of the ways of calling a lot of people. Look, the church world and the regular world is being called out right now. Who's going to stand up for righteousness? That's the big thing. Righteousness. This, mark my words, I don't care what anybody says. I've looked into this stuff so much. This has nothing to do with race. This has everything to do with dominating you as a people. Black, white, dark, light. That's what it is. It's about dominating the people, and the folks that's falling for this stuff is being driven like sheep. And one thing I was told about sheep is that, did you know that sheep can almost all kill each other? Because sheep can't see over the sheep that's in front of them. All they can see is the sheep that's behind them. So the first sheep that goes off the cliff, all the other sheep goes off the cliff, because all they're doing is paying attention to the one that's in front of them. Nobody's trying to look around and see what's ahead. They're just following the sheep right in front of them. That's why that's why they call the little notion sheep, because that's what sheep do. Sheep are led. Y'all notice that? Usually as a shepherd is not leading his sheep from the front. The shepherd is leading the people from behind. So if you are a minister or anything like that, even though the Lord is my shepherd, the Lord pushes you forward. He's behind you. You get what I'm trying to say? Y'all see what I'm getting at? He's behind you. When people say, look, I got your back, the Lord got your back because He is behind you. But if you got somebody so-called saying they're leading you, then wherever they go, you're following them. If they go off a cliff, you're going with them. Excuse me, eyelash. That's why a lot of people, it's so hard that if a minister or if a pastor or anybody like that is supposed to be of God, when they do something completely wrong, people will still try to defend them. because they've been following them all this time when you're supposed to be behind them, leading and pushing the people forward. Okay, let's see. What is your opinion on segregation in church? That's ridiculous. That shouldn't even be a such thing. I'm sorry. I grew up coming in. I grew up coming in. I grew up in segregated churches. Not. No. All the churches I went to were mixed: white, black, Hispanic, Asian. Our church was mixed. MRM, I truly believe that if people would learn to get over their hate, the world would be much better place. But I know that will never happen. Oh yeah, because that's why it's a responsibility of a lot of us to actually try to get people at an individual level. You change the world. When you say world, we're not talking about Earth. We're talking about a species of people. You change people by changing them on an individual base. You're not going to be able to change people by the mass. I mean, every president since I've been alive has did both terms, 8 years. And I've not seen one president actually, what I could say, changed a person on the individual level in the term. Because it all comes down to it. It's all about how they can serve you. When you talk about your presidents or whatever like that, the biggest thing is that, see, when people try to do elections and all that, a lot of time it comes down to what they're going to give you. You know what I'm trying to say? How's it going to benefit you? If you elect this person, what's the benefit for me? But what I look at a lot of times is that, what is this person doing to actually help people? I know it's supposed to be for all helping people, but a lot of people elect who they want to be in there for, how it's going to benefit them, which I understand. It's like business. Why would I elect somebody? If somebody say, I'm going to donate more money to the healthcare field and everything like that, so the healthcare workers can get a raise, yeah, I'll be like, yeah, okay, I would like to vote for him. But what I'm getting at is this: when it all comes down to caring for the individual spirit, their life, who they are as a person, mental health, that's what I'm talking about. That's where ministers ought to be stepping in and doing this on the base. But the thing is, it's sad because there's a lot of ministers out there that's misrepresenting who God is and what Jesus is. And all you're doing is filling people's heads with a bunch of false hope and make them feel good so they can pay their tithes and offering. And you sit up there telling the reason why your life ain't blessed because you don't give. And like I said, I would love to bring up those videos of a lot of pastors saying those things like, hey, 2020 is going to be the best year ever. Where are y'all at now? Well, it ain't over yet. No, ain't nobody. Look, I don't care what good happens in the year 2020. Nobody's going to look at the year 2020 and say this was the best year. Nah. Now, to me, I could say as ministers, it is a great opportunity because you got broken people all out there around the world that need to hear this gospel. I'm not talking about, when I say gospel again, I'm not talking about coming at you and saying you need to get in church. You need to this. You need to this. I'm talking about the gospel of the good news, that you don't have to be depressed over this, that you don't have to let this thing get so much into you that it's driving you down. There's people that's flat out feeling like they just are just mentally exhausted, mentally tired. It's just people haven't even had a chance to really mourn for folks. We've lost family members. We lost patrons, lost husbands. I got a patron right now who's in a hospital right now, Laura Harvey. She's in there fighting for her life right now. Y'all didn't know that. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. She got a daughter named Phoebe that's been keeping in contact with me. At one time, Mama Dawn was fighting for her life, y'all. And she still is fighting for her life, but she's doing a lot better. She's fighting for her life. You got Laura Harvey, who is a good patron of mine, who's a subscriber. She's in there fighting for her life. She has surgery, and she has some lymph nodes, whatever, like that, removed. But she's in there. Her daughter got in contact with me. She's on the village. She's fighting for her life. So it all depends on what your background is. What do you mean? So like right now in Laura Harvey's world, in her daughter's world, they're worried about their mom right now. They can't focus on what's going to work, because if they do, it's just going to wear them down and wear them out. Everything just looks down. Everything just looks dark. There's no hope. There's nothing to look forward to. But that's why I sit there and continue to support folks. That's why I can continue to sit there and push people to areas that they've never been before. That's why I continue to give people these words of wisdom to get them to see things. Because if I can get you to see things in a different light, then your world changes. Because if not, if your world cannot change, if your world is disastrous and it's just tore up and it's messed up, then today looks exactly like tomorrow. And if you look, if today is like it is, and all you got to look forward to is tomorrow, and tomorrow looks just like today, there's nothing to look forward to. So that's when a lot of depression and stuff can sit in. So that's what I'm saying. No, I'm not telling nobody out there to sit there and try to go and, go to a church and nothing like that. I'm just simply telling you, you do not have to be a Christian. You don't have to be what they call label a Christian to sit there and ask God's Holy Spirit, ask God to help you. Just, Lord, I don't care who y'all are. You can just sit there and say, Lord, just help me. I'm not telling you to repeat after me. I don't do that. I don't even like people say, Father, I know you died for. No, I'm not telling y'all to do it. I'm just simply saying, if you are struggling, having a hard time dealing with all this stuff on your own thing, just, God, can you please give me some peace? You don't have to go to church. You don't have to be in a building or go talk to a pastor or a priest to do that. Just do it on your own. He will send you peace. Dwayne Hunter, I try to be. Let me see if there's any other questions, because I know you guys are talking amongst each other and all that. Okay. Not really seeing no questions yet, but Well Song says that makes sense. I had to learn and continue to reinforce a similar skill set in my profession. Thank you. Yeah, that's right. You just have to keep on. That's what I'm saying. We go back to your foundations on a lot of things that you've been taught. That's what you have to do. If you got a very, very strong foundation of principles and ideologies that you run your life with, no matter what you build on that, if everything comes tumbling down, you still got that foundation. That's what I always tell people. I always go back to the foundation. That's why I make sure that the Lord is my foundation and his principles and his ways are my foundation. So even if I stray off and I build something on that foundation that may not be there or shouldn't be there, if it falls down crumbling, it's falling back to the foundation of Jesus. And once I get that foundation, I can build up again as long as I know that my foundation is in him. Thank you for your ongoing efforts in this time of stress. I used to be a news follower. Over the past couple of years, I have learned that all major stations have an agenda slanting their reports. Molly, that's right. Pix Pixel said, "Is it possible to have a conversation about race without both sides feeling uncomfortable, unhappy after?" Yes, it is, but you have to be willing. You have look when it comes to this, it's already tension when you do that. I recognize that because I do this all the time. That is a good thing. It's just like whenever I used to go to my track meets, I get nervous. Even though when I go there and every single look, y'all can look me up. You see my name, Tyliansmith. Look at the stuff I've done in track and field. You're gonna see I still hold the indoor state record in Illinois. It's been there since 2000. I still hold the indoor state record for triple jump. And each meet that I went to, although I was out jumping guys by 2, 3, 4, 5 feet, each track meet I was still nervous. You know what I'm trying to say? So what I'm saying is this: when you come to these meetings, there's going to be a sense of tension and nervousness because you're trying to check yourself, making sure, okay, I don't want to. That's absolutely normal. I want people to embrace that. I want you to actually embrace the fact that if you are talking about race-related issues with the opposite color, that there's going to be some uncomfortableness there. That's good. I embrace it. Embrace it is uncomfortable. And also, you got to make sure that you're in the mindset to willing to be listening to the other person. Because sometimes people are in the mindset of just being defensive. While you're talking to them, they're ready just to answer you back. I mean, they really not even listening to you. The minute you start talking about something, instead of just, that's why a lot of times y'all see when I do my reaction videos, I'm typing something down. Reaction videos is, I'm telling you, that's why I love doing them so much too, because reaction videos allows me to listen to the video and I'm writing my thoughts down while the video is going on. We should do that a lot of times when you're in conversation with somebody. Once you're in conversation with somebody, it might sound stupid, just like, hold on, give me a second. You let me get a little pad out. And while they're talking, write the little thought you had down. Just put a little thought down. That way you can reflect back on it once that person gets done. And that's why so many of you guys say, man, I hate in reaction videos when they pause it so much, because you feel like you're not even hearing the whole message of the song because you keep on stopping and interrupting. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I think they can leave. I think people can leave. When you say unhappy, I think they can leave being now unhappy, but also at the same time, they can leave being happy, but they also may not be in agreement. But it don't mean that you're not happy. Let's see. DZ said, how do you feel about outside forces slipping into protest and causing riots? Would you consider this terrorists? Yeah, I mean, to me, terrorists ain't just nobody that's from the Al Qaeda or Al Qaeda or the ISIS or anything like that. If you are doing stuff that's actually going to harm a lot of people, I mean, Oklahoma City bombing was terrorist attack. You know what I'm trying to say? So, yeah, because you don't have to be a terrorist to do something major. I mean, a terrorist is what one who spreads terror, and that's what a lot of them are doing. Big Bad John says, I feel nervous about approaching black men in public. I feel like they don't ever want to talk to me. Bad John, feeling like they don't want to talk to you or actually not want to talk to you are two different things. See what I'm saying? I hate that you, I want you to understand when I say this to you, Big Bad John, I hate that you even feel like that. What told you that? What is whispering in your ear telling you, hey, be scared now, be scared. You don't want to go talk to no black men because, man, do it, dude. You can just go and tell them, hey, how's it going? That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. Don't talk about nothing that's going on right now. Don't be like, hey, how's it going? Yeah, the world's going crazy. And man, don't do that. Just say, hey, how you doing? I mean, and then at the same time, Big Bad John, what would be your reason to want to speak to a black person? Is it because you want to speak to them like you do any other white person? If that's the case, man, do it. You know how many people where I live at and how many people I talk to and speak to? Nobody's like that. And that's one of the tricks of the enemy. They do this same thing in the church world, where once you become part of a religion, don't speak to those Baptists over there because so when you talk to somebody, hey, how you doing? How you doing? Oh, yeah. I love the Lord. Yeah, I love the Lord too. Are you Baptist? What are you? Oh, I'm apostolic. Oh, well, you have a good day. Now we can't even talk and have no conversation now because a wall went up. So who is it that put that wall there? Religion put that wall there. Whoever's teaching these ideologies put that wall there. So what I'm saying is, I don't know where it happened or how it happened, but Big Bad John, something has crept into your subconscious and made you feel you can't talk to a black man when you definitely can. Because in the real world, they don't care, man. Nobody's looking at that. Just do it. Lefty Lucy said, why are they putting COVID patients in nursing homes? How cruel. Well, I know a lot of facilities that I've been going to. It's not that they're putting people there, but I do know that a lot of residents have they contracted COVID and went to the hospital and they send them back and quarantine them. So I don't know about them. Yeah, because you got to think about this too, Lefty Lucy. No matter what, Lefty Lucy, it's not like that's like some type of conspiracy implantation thing going on, even though I can see how you can see that. But there are a lot of people that are older, they're elderly, and when they go to the hospital, no matter what, let's just say, like, I'm just telling you from a hospital standpoint, when people come to the hospital that are elderly and they end up getting a detrimental ailment or something like that, the first place we do want to send them is to a rehab nursing home so we can build them back up before they return back home. So if they got COVID or anything like that, and they got family to stay at home, or they might be at home by themselves, or they might be at home with a husband who can't take care of her because he's just as old and decrepit, then they send them to a nursing home so they can have 24-hour care to get their immune system built back up, to get their physical self built back up so they can return back home to their normal lives. So it's not like they saying, anybody go to there and get COVID-19, send them immediately to a nursing home. It's just that they know that they're not going to be able to build themselves back up. Now, I do know of somebody right now that I work with. She has a neighbor. He ended up getting COVID, and this man is like in his early 40s or something like that. He went there and he was on his deathbed. He lost a ton of weight. The only reason why he was able to go home because my coworker and her husband both are therapists, so they were able to help him build himself back up. And he has a young wife who's able to help build himself back up. But if not, at 40 years old, if that man didn't have nobody to take care of him at home, they would have sent them to a nursing home too. So that's why they call them rehab or skilled nursing facilities. So. Fall, that's absolutely right. Okay, Maryland said, MRM, I'm sure you don't know this, but in Ripley, Tennessee, the community is calling for the sheriff to resign due to an audio of him calling the residents the N-word and labeling the city as so. Wow. 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 Yeah, he should be done, Maryland. He should be done. He should be completely done. I'm going to look into that. And I will definitely make a video and call that out too. Have all my cousins and I got a ton of cousins and family in Ripley and Hendon, Tennessee. I will definitely call that out. Miss Smith, you got my phone number. I would like for you to text that. Text that to me. Text his name to me, and I will exploit that. And you can let a lot of family in Tennessee know that I'll be doing a video on that, so they can Facebook Live it, or they can share it on Facebook. That is absolutely ridiculous. That is crazy. Kimberly Bambini, she's talking about Ripley, Tennessee. No, you said he said it slipped out and offered to apologize. What do I think? I think that he meant to say it. And the reason why I say that, Maryland, is because according to the most intelligent book I've ever read, it says, from the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. So this whole time, this man could have been fronting about who he was, what he believed in. What I don't care if he was black. It don't even matter. For him to say that off the mic, with the mic was still being hot, that's what's really in his heart. And the only reason why I say this is because think about this, y'all. Y'all know how we are sometimes. Like, I'm not I'm not one of those people, but I do know a lot of people where I can get up here and I can say, I can just give you this facade like, okay, what we have to do is come together as a people. We must face these forces head on. We have to call out evil for what evil is. We must do this as a people. Who's with me? And then when I get off the thing, these stupid mother effers don't know what's going to come towards them. That's the real me right there. That part when these stupid mother effers don't know what. That's the real you. So when you up there in front of folks, you're, and the people, and we have to do this, and we have to, and who's with me, and we are not going to take this anymore. These little stupid mother effers don't know what's going to come towards them. They're just stupid a-holes, and while the mic's still hot. That's the real you right there, behind the closed, but who you are behind closed doors when you feel and think that nobody can see or hear you. That's who you really are as a person. That's who you really are. So yeah, he can apologize all he wants to. That wasn't no slip. He meant to say that. Freya, I can see it, sis. When you put the big O, if you want a computer, Freya, if you put at and then spell out modern Renaissance, start to spell out modern, it will fill it in for you. Hit enter, type your name in. But if you're on a phone, try to put in capital letters MRM, see if I can see it. But no, in really Tennessee, that Anastasia Mitchell said, MRM, why do you think mainstream media is not providing us with death toll from those that have lost their lives at the hands of protesters, but instead insist these are still peaceful protests? Because the thing is, they still want to make it seem like they want to keep the focus on what's going to keep people mad and pissed off and divided. And that's the racial tension. That's what it is. It's absolute, unfiltered racial tension. And that's what we're trying to get everybody to see. I know there's a whole lot of other YouTubers that's out there that's trying to get people to see that this is not a racist thing, but racist people, you being played. I'm sorry, you being played for the election. That's all it is. I'm just being real with y'all. Don't talk to me about no Democrats, Republicans, because I'm not a part of none of those parties at all. I'm not even registered to vote any of that. And I wish you would get here and say, well, you shouldn't have an opinion on what. As a human being, I have an opinion on human being lives. It's like, can you imagine? I'm saying people really need to think about things they say sometimes. If you don't vote, you shouldn't say nothing about. Shut up. Who you reading a brochure? If you don't vote, then you're part of the problem. You just repeating something else. Somebody else. Explain that to me. How am I problem? How am I part of the problem if I vote? And if I do vote and I don't vote the way you want me to vote, you're part of the problem. You see it? I'm beyond that type of thinking. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So I am completely beyond that type of thinking. The thinking mind that I have comes from the one who created the very earth that you walk on. That's who thinking that I'm trying to be like right there. And guess what? He came on the scene. Y'all do know politics is going on back in the Bible days too, right? You do know there was a time when Jesus flat out said, look, render unto things as Caesar and unto things that are God, render those things unto God. You do know he was a part of that world. Well, Jesus, how dare you say anything about some politics and you don't even, you don't get out of here. That's what I'm saying. That's petty stuff right there. You read a brochure, you regurgitating something somebody told you. If you don't vote, then you shouldn't have nothing to say. If you don't vote, then don't complain. Okay, so wait. What about my sons? Or even what about me? What about young kids from the age of 5 when they're not even allowed to vote yet. If they say things like, hey, I do not like the way they treat people, or hey, I don't like the way our schools is. Well, shut up. You don't have nothing to say because you don't vote. But that's because they're not allowed to vote. So you should, but still, are they not allowed to express their opinions? That's what I'm saying. That's some dumb stuff. That's crazy. Get out of here with that. Lets me know that you are pretty much programmed. That's why you said what you said. MRM, that's me at 49. I have to have help with the basics. It terrifies me ending up in a nursing home. I hear you. I hear you, Kimberlini. I hear you. But Frey, I did see your message, so just want to let you know that. I'm trying to go through these as I possibly can. Let's see. I am on my phone, gonna get on my PC. Okay. Four Leaf Clover said, I remember when CNN took live call-ins. They don't do it no more. I bet they don't. Okay, I'm going real slow, trying to see some of you guys. Ray Lip Tech, you have no filter, do you? Miss me all that. Amen, Ty. 100. Okay, Freya. Thank you. If you want to preach, don't use bad words. A tongue can't speak two things, either good or bad. Second, the I, and I will destroy the USA. Okay. I don't know what that means. MRM, I'm afraid that Floyd's killers won't get convicted for the new second-degree murder charge because it will be difficult to prove his mind state. So with a not guilty verdict, there may be riots. It's too late. There's already riots going on, Mitchell. And the thing is, I don't know. I can't call that. I can't say whether those cops are going to be convicted or not. But regardless, if those police officers get convicted and serve time, they've been convicted by the whole world. And so no matter what, they're going to have to be in prison. They probably will never be able to, y'all see, listen to me when I tell y'all this. That's why I say I ask the Lord to help me see things. Regardless of whether those men serve time in jail or they don't serve any time, their lives is over. I mean, unless they go to a place that don't nobody live, everybody in the whole world, when I say world, I'm not talking about the United States. Everybody in the whole world, except if you live in the Amazons in Brazil and you live in the deep parts of Africa that just have no human interaction, no electricity, everybody in the whole world know who these men are. Unless they're able to go and get their names legally changed, whatever like that, everybody knows who these men are. So no matter what, their lives is ruined worldwide. Don't mean that Christ can't forgive them and can change things around for them. I'm not saying that, but my point is that whether the court system convicts them or not, the world has already passed judgment on these men. They won't be able to get a job nowhere, probably will never be able to work for the police force again. They're going to be watching their backs for the rest of their lives. They may have to worry about their own family lives. You know what I'm trying to say? So they've been convicted already. So regardless, people see this. I'm saying a lot of times we forget that justice is not just served by a person going to jail. Justice is served because everybody's seen the truth of what it is, and everybody agrees that this was murder that we saw. And now these men's lives is going to be, they're going to be watching their backs now. So I hate to say that, but that's the truth. Okay, I'm trying to see some more of y'all comments. Laura said, I have heard your reasons for not voting and I appreciate it. I wish everyone would educate themselves before casting the ballot rather than playing Simon Says. Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to vote if I don't understand what's going on and what it all entails. I don't care. I'm reading I am studying though. I'm telling y'all, I've been studying. I feel like I'm back in school, and the only difference is I want to know this stuff and I want to learn this stuff. But I can tell you right now, I'm just going to leave it at that. The stuff that I have learned thus far has really shocked myself. And I can tell you right now, I didn't learn that in school. I'm literally like going to a real library, getting some real books. I don't want to know. Google can switch things up. I don't care. These books are different. So I want to believe in the Lord, but struggle to. I also feel that all my knowledge of the Lord has been written by another man. I think that the truth has been distorted by man. Fall. That's why it's very important to have your own relationship with him. I had a relationship established with him, and I was being led and guided by him before I even read a Bible. You see what I'm saying? And that's why when I started looking in the Bible, the person who inspired man to write the Bible, don't you think he knows that Bible better than the people that wrote it? And if he do, I have him explain it to me. I kid you not. It's that I'm telling you, it's that simple, man. But we make it hard, like, oh, you have to be able to decipher and you have to pray for 19 hours because the number of 19 is the number of, I mean, no. Lord, I don't understand this. Can you help me understand this? And I'll wait. And then all of a sudden he can just reveal it to him what he meant when he said it. That's why I said I wasn't gonna get into all the tribulation stuff and all that, because that's definitely a big, huge misunderstood thing right there. Okay, Maryland, MRM, some of them have shared it, and the news station out in Memphis did not report it. I bet they didn't report it. I bet they didn't report it. And what makes this really interesting, though, Maryland, is that by me doing this and we able to show this to family, I got more people subscribed to me than there is people in Ripley and Hennon. That's what makes this really good. So just think of even a quarter of the people that live in Ripley saw me doing this and they subscribed to this channel and they shared it. At least they can get it around to everybody they possibly can in Ripley. And then if everybody in Ripley can get this around like I'm doing right now, then all the 120 some plus thousand subscribers that's on my channel that's in different countries, different states, different regions will be able to share it too. So it can be, if everybody that's a subscriber on my channel just shared one video of mine, that's 240,000 videos of this what we're talking about right now that got shared. That's crazy. That's why I want people to share stuff like this. The Democrats passed 80 million forced vaccine bill this week during the riots. Are you serious, JC? I'm gonna look into that. I'm not gonna be taking no vaccine. I don't care. I do not care. You are not gonna force me to do nothing. Okay, let's see. Four Leaf Clover said today a lawyer from Houston said that George Floyd was his client and that he died 3 years ago. He said that that is not for real, Floyd. He posted on Twitter with his name and office that, okay, so George Floyd died 3 years ago. So there's a lot of people named George Floyd. I'm pretty sure George Floyd is not the only George Floyd in the world. So, I mean, I don't know what that, I don't know what this is all about. You know what? Regardless if that is the real George Floyd or not, the whole world seen a man murdered. It doesn't even matter. People ain't mad over the name. They mad over the human being that got murdered. So whatever that lawyer, whoever it is trying to do, that's fine. If it ain't, it ain't. It don't matter. We all seen a man get murdered. Says MRM, even the Amish know who they are. Wow. Let's see here. Anastasia, MRM, thank you for your insight. Thank you for being led by God in these difficult conversations. I think that it in itself going to be the answer for many of us with questions. Yeah, absolutely. I hear from him and I just spill out what he tells me to spill out. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. That's why I'm talking to people. That's why we're doing this. It helps you to feel better about seeing the world in a different light. And as soon as you get off this, your mind is going to be completely bombarded with other negative thoughts that's going to come there. What if God does not have a gender? Well, unfortunately, he has a gender. How do you know? Because the Bible says so. Where is it at? Those that worship God must worship him in spirit and truth. All through the Bible, you hear they're referring to God as he. Well, how do you know? Because that book could be, okay, I'm not even going to get into the discussion. I'm not even going to go there. So, yeah. What steps do you think schools should take to improve education overall that they're not doing? Education needs to be solely focused on simply math, English, and then beyond that, honing in on those kids' own personal skills. Now, I might be missing a subject or something in there, but otherwise, that needs to be the main thing. I don't even know why it was even important for me to know all the capitals and the I didn't know why it was important for me to know the all the states of America and all the capitals. I don't know why that was important. Now, I understand math. I understand reading. I understand English. I understand comprehension. But what I don't understand is some of the stuff that we got to learn about that don't make no sense. Social studies, George Washington and all that, because that's full of a bunch of lies. So I don't understand what's the point of that. It's not teaching me how to be a good citizen. What about being able to sign a check? What about teaching about finance? What about teaching about budgeting? What about teaching kids the old way of make sure that if you don't want to be poor, make sure that you don't have kids before you're married. Make sure you have a job. Things like that. When you do get a job, what about teaching people how to do an interview? What about teaching people self life skills? What about teaching people how to deal with your temper? Those are things that needs to be taught in school. Otherwise, it's just a bunch of stuff that's just going to be unnecessary. Like right now, why for going into medicine? Why in the world did I need calculus and trigonometry? What did I need that stuff for? What did I need geometry for? Now I do know there are some doctors that might have designed some stuff like knee replacement stuff. I know math goes into that. Most of those are designed by engineers anyway. But my point is, what was the point for me learning how to do y equals mx plus b? I have no idea. Education on what? Education on what we want you to learn so you can think like we want you to think. That's why I always got in trouble at school, because I always asked the teacher why. Like, why? Why was Christopher Columbus trying to go in? Well, he thought he was going to be in India, but I thought Christopher Columbus was already a good navigator. So how did he end up in a place that he did not know where he's going? I thought like they followed the stars to guide them and all that. I mean, I thought this man was an experienced navigator. So how did he, Thailand, you talk too much. I was always getting in trouble. I have gotten the flu shot and still get the flu over years. No flu shot, never got the flu. Yeah, I know. I know. That's gonna be another thing now. That's one thing now. You want to talk about some protesting against some stuff like that? Yeah, be there burning the lab down with them. No, I'm just playing. He's condoning violence. MRM, and this is how I do it. Yeah, I can see it, Fred, when you do it that way. Why can't you take a vaccine? Because I don't want to. I don't need it. Who needs it? I don't need it. The lawyer said that's not George. That's not George Floyd, right? He said George Floyd died some years ago. So George Floyd family them, they're just up there lying. They just lying about a man that looked like, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. That's just crazy. That's weird. That's absolutely crazy. I don't subscribe to the argument that you have to bring one group down to lift another up. This seems to be a major component of Black Lives Matter organization and how they pursue justice. I agree, CC. And whenever I'm telling you, y'all, man, they don't want to talk to me. When I drive over to St. Louis to go treat patients across the river, I did a thing. Captain Dorn lost his life. A retired police officer, worked for 38 years protecting St. Louis, going on calls. He did all this stuff and he got killed by some looters. But ain't nobody, it ain't being covered like that in the limelight. Sarah said, I saw a video of a white man and a white woman kissing the boots of a black man during the protest. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Crazy stuff. Speech and personal interaction. Speech and personal interaction, says David Hunt. Yeah, exactly. I see with the education. Thank you for being on during this. Want truth? Read old books. Yep. Depends on who it's written by, too. No. We had simple class, teach budgets, life skills, 12th grade. Remember they had things called home ec. They teach you how to cook and all that stuff like that. They teach you how to sew. It was all kind of things like that. Gary said he asked to be called the father. That's how you know. Absolutely. But all through the Bible, in the Old Testament, you heard them referring to him as he. Okay, yeah. You know what? You said, you know all that. Then please explain to me what make America great again. He says, please explain to me what make America great again is racist. The words, not a twisted, read between the lines. See, if I sat up here and said to you, make America great again, who you going to ask, what do you mean by that? I'm not the one that said it. Donald Trump said it. I have not talked to Donald Trump. So the question needs to be asked to Donald Trump, what do you mean when you said make America great again? So what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to get pulled into it and say this is what Donald Trump meant, because I don't know, because Donald Trump didn't tell me. Donald Trump said those words, right? You need to ask Donald Trump what he means by make America great, because we can sit up and argue all day. He meant make America great again by putting people back in slavery, or he can say make America great again because he's seen. I mean, he probably mean make America great again because hey, how all this stuff was being torn up, and he figured that before with this particular president became a president, and all these other presidents after that, he feel like he want to take it back to that time where America. I don't know. I'm not the one that said it. Donald Trump said it. I think that the question is for the president of the United States, not me. I don't know what he meant, so I'm not gonna make no assumptions on that. Oh, you know what he meant. You know good and well what he meant. No, I do not know what he meant because Donald Trump is the one that said it. My generals on here all day long, they will send me emails on certain days. They will send me emails or they will send something through Instagram. They'll say, Ty, people are asking X, Y, and Z, and we don't know what to tell them. Look how great that is. Because they don't know what my thinking is. They could probably have an idea what they might think, but they always come to me and say, hey, are you going to do X, Y, and Z? Because people are asking, but they can't answer for the people because they're not me. It's the same thing. I can't answer for Donald Trump because I'm not the one that made the statement. So I know what people have tried to do with that. Both sides. People try to say he meant it for race. People say, no, he meant it for a time when America was doing good and everybody. I don't know. Ask Donald Trump. Oh, you know what he means whenever no, I do not. And don't try to label me like I'm one of those ones. You're just trying to you're just trying to be on the good. Oh, you just trying not to offend. No. I think for myself. Now, if I said a certain statement to a certain person that knows me personally, they would know what I mean. Like if my son got in trouble at school, which it never happened, but if one of my sons got in trouble at school and I said, wait till you get home. And somebody say, what do you think he meant by wait till you get home? Oh, what he means by whenever his son get home, he gonna make his son do a bunch of chores, and that's what he means by wait till you get home. Only I know what I mean when I say wait till I get home. That's why you need to ask me. So Tyler, what do you mean when you say to your son he got in trouble at school? You say wait till you get home. Wait till you get home. You know what? Oh. I mean, I'm beating his butt. That's what that means. See what I'm saying? But everybody can sit there and argue all day long. Well, I think Ty meant when he said wait till you get home, he's about to give that boy a good talking. Oh no, I think he's gonna make him do a bunch of chores. Oh no. I think I'm not gonna do that though. So I'm just letting you know that. I'm not trying to come down on you or make you feel bad about my answer or nothing like that. But I don't get pulled into stuff like that. I can't because I'm not the one that said it. And I know people showed me a video too of who was it? I see somebody said he explained MAGA when he announced for president refers to race issues? I don't know. I haven't seen that, so I can't say. Like right now, I think they now is a new slogan, keep America great or something. I don't know. So what do you mean by keep? Because right now people can look at the situation like America is great. I mean, you mean keep it. If this is what great is, then this is I don't know. I do not know. So you got people in here saying he's talking about manufacturing. You got people say he's talking about China superpower. See what I'm saying? No, it seems like nobody knows what he means. That's why I don't get into it. It's too many different. Y'all got too many different explanations. Not saying any of y'all are wrong, but it's too many for me to sit there and believe every last one of y'all explanations. I'd rather just ask the man himself. What do you mean? If any of y'all know Donald Trump's number to the White House, please have him call me or something. Get a hold of me. Say I would like to sit down personally with him, like Kanye West did, or something like that, and ask him, what do you mean when you say make America great again? Like, what's coming? What's your thought process on that? Can you please tell me, Donald Trump? So now when you tell me, I can record this and I can go take it to the people and say, this is what Donald Trump said. That way I can go to tell people, this is what Donald Trump said. This is not what I think Donald Trump said. This is what he said, y'all. And that's it. So did you ever listen to Candace Owens? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. I've listened to her before. Jordan Peterson. I listened to Brandon Tatum. I listened to quite a few different people that got a different take on things. St. Louis Art says, okay, ask Trump supporter what they think it means. Again, I don't. Even if St. Louis Arch, even if I do ask a Trump supporter what they think it means, it's still not. It still can be something deterred from what Trump actually think it means. Anastasia says, MRM, I sure hope you get your own radio show one day. I respect your thick skin on these conversations. You are unassuming and unyielding when it comes to your faith and politics. People need your example. Yeah, and the thing is, Anastasia, what's interesting is that I don't even have no politics. I'm not like, I've never registered to vote. I'm just now learning about the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, how they all started and what they did. I'm getting to the point where it's leading up. I would say I probably got about a good another 2 or 3 weeks, and I'll be caught up on probably everything because I've been going like 3, 4, 5 hours of just reading and studying and highlighting and all that. So Dave Adams said, MRM, you can call the White House switchboard, explain to them who you are, and tell them you would like to talk to the president. Most likely you will. Are you serious? Dude, I would do that I will seriously do that like tonight. Scott McClellan said he already stated what it means. Several things, most likely. Well, I'll go back and read it. I don't know. Maybe I'll look up Donald Trump's I'll look up his transcript on all that. So A. Gordon says, MRM, totally respect your response. I personally feel that people just need to become American patriots again. See, I gotta look up what that even is, man. All I know is that I was in the hood growing up in a single parent home, and we trying to make it, and my mom trying to do all these different things to keep us afloat and all that. I couldn't be concerned with what was going on in the corporate world and nothing like that. We're caring about not getting our power lights turned off and all kind of things like that. Corey Johnson, you just said modern Renaissance man without saying that, so that worked really well with highlighting it. MRM can start a podcast. I don't even know how to even do that. I thought that's what this was. I think with a podcast, you got to have donations and stuff coming in, even though I got donations from my patron, but that'd be a lot. That'd be busy. If I can make the salary that I make from my job doing YouTube and podcast stuff like that, I will quit my job in a minute and do this because I love doing it. I love both. I love my job too, though. Yes, Scott McClellan. Ty, thank you. Read McClellan's answer to Make America Great Again regarding what President Trump meant. I can't go back up there. I'll like I said, I did say I will go and read his the transcript or something on it to see what he meant, whatever. So we shall see. Lethal said, let me see if I can get that number for it because I'll call. He just a person. It ain't like I'm like, oh, hello guys. I'm calling because I'm gonna be just as real as I am right now. I would love to do that. I'll even show him videos of me impersonating him. He's just a person, y'all, man. He's the president of the United States, and you should be he's a dude just like I am. He's a guy. I don't care. I'm like this. I've met people that are celebrity and stuff before. It doesn't. And I would be just like this with him. And please, when I would sit down and say, can y'all please record this so I can talk to her? I'll be straight up with them. What do you mean when you say make America great again? Can we just get that out the water? I'm not going to be so. President Trump, before you were inaugurated, you said, make America great again. What exactly do you mean by making America great again? No, I'll be like, look, I got a lot of people thinking that you mean it's to be racist or you mean it's to be this. Some people think you mean that. Can you, from your mouth and your thinking and your ideology, tell people what you meant when you said make America great again? Do you know which party is the oldest, the GOP or Dem? I don't know. I think the Democrats. And then it started with Andrew Jackson or beyond him. Yeah, Marianne, please tell me what you think if they ever make chipping as mandatory. It won't be for me. It won't be for me. I don't think they ever. That's getting into a bunch of different stuff. We get into all kind of different weird theories and end of the world stuff. They think that the church gonna think it's the mark of the beast. Not until that is cleared through us, MRM. There you go. MRM, did you read the Wall Street Journal piece on why systemic racism is a myth? To be honest with you, Chris DeVette, I wouldn't have to read it because a lot of my black folks, that's why I don't have a lot of black subscribers, because I know it is. Listen here. Dwayne Hunter. Dwayne, sir, let me give you my PayPal, okay? Like them $30 you just gave me right there. That will go straight to my PayPal. I get all of that. Even though YouTube is better about it, when you give $30 in YouTube, YouTube is probably going to get about a good $8-9 of that. So I mean, dude, but I appreciate it, man. I need to be. Hey, we can become friends. I think I can get it. Like, let me borrow about 100,000 so I can go and run for it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, man. But thank you for the donation, though. Matt Chad said, I served in the military and we're all brothers and sisters. That's absolutely right. Joe Fisher said, you need to run for office, political office. You have my vote. Leonard said, MRM is a trick question. I know when they come like that. It's the same stuff you do when you do public speaking or even in church when you got Christians trying to ask you certain questions to tie you up. I know. But like I said, I can't say it. I can only say, that's all I can do. Just say, I got to ask him. Scott McClellan said, grew up in the hood in a poor single parent home too, just happened to be white. That is my white privilege. Haha, I know, Scott, I know. Well, that's a shame on your mom for not exercising her white privilege like some people say. I can't believe people even believe in this. And how can you be so fooled that you can't even go and look out in your own neighborhood, your own trailer park, your own projects to see that this stuff is not what they claim that it is? I don't get it. I really don't. In America, it says a land of the free, home of the brave, where there's opportunity. If the opportunity is there, if you don't seek after the opportunity and go after the opportunity, that's nobody's fault but yours. How can people from other countries come into the United States and become doctors, become lawyers, open up a bunch of 7-Elevens, open a bunch of what we call G shops, clothing shop, hair weave shops, and ain't hardly any of them from America? How? Well, that's because they no. Quit making up excuses. Learn the knowledge you need to learn to do it. That's all you have to do. It's just time. People say, man, college can be hard. College is just time consuming. You can be whatever you want to be. It all comes down to repetition and time. That's what it's going to come down to. Thanks. So disregard where I asked several times again, though. They make it mandatory. What then? The way things are going, I'm starting to wonder. I think it might happen. Look, you see how people are rioting and looting right now? If they try to do something like that, I think you're going to have more of that from normal people like me. I'm not going to be rioting or looting, but you're not about, come on, you just, that's not, I don't think that's going to happen. Again, Dwayne Hunter, you said, the way you love people, so has God, his son Jesus, love you and put word out there. Appreciate that, Dwayne. Appreciate that, sir. Again, and thank you again for that. But if you want my PayPal, just please tell me you want it so I can send you my PayPal. Oh boy. MRM 2024. What is that? Oh, I get it. Okay, you talking about, yeah. American patriots of all races need to take over the MSM and hold them and George Soros responsible for fanning the flames of division. The black youth are being played by the elites. You want to know why? Because they have no fathers. My sons, I showed them what's going on. I talked to them what's going on, but a lot of these young black boys and black girls don't got no father. 75% of them. And I think Latinos is 50%. And I think white people is in the 20 percentile. Lender one says, MRM, I'm white, and my privilege was not having shoes during the summer time as kid. They weren't necessary as school was out. Okay. I know a lot of people like y'all. Corey Johnston said, Amen, Ty. Appreciate that. Abraham Lincoln, first Republican. Yep, I read that right there. Republicans was the ones that was actually fighting for people not to become slaves, while the Democrats was actually trying to keep them there. I'm not talking about today's Democrats. I'm talking about them there. So people say, see, I told you the Democrats are that. No, that's not. I'm just reading what the history books have said. Oh, Letha, you saw that? Letha said, laughing my butt off. Who was partying in the background? You talking about the video with my mother-in-law stepping in the video? Laura Dane said you and Brandon Tatum will get along together. I heard that. I've been trying to I've been reaching out to him a little bit, sending emails and all that stuff like that. So we shall see. I wrote him and I just thought it would get his attention, especially if I told him, hey, I'm 38 years old and I never voted in my life. He probably, what? President Tyler Smith has a great ring to it. Since you don't have a party membership, you could run as an independent. Do they even allow that anymore? Mama Don, if you were in the live chat right now watching, I've seen this before. I've seen this before, Mama Don. I've seen the fails and all that. Candace has a new video out. Must see. Okay, I'll check it out. The president answered that question at the press conference. No vaccine will be mandatory. See, I agree. That's because you like Donald Trump. No, that's because I don't want no vaccine. JC said, did you hear about young black girl grew up homeless Bronx, graduated ahead of her class, put herself into college? JC, that's not the only story either. Yes, I've heard of that. There's a lot of stories like that, man. A lot. They wanted to take care of business. Well sung 81. That's not true. The hospitals that I work for is not mandatory. What you have to do is during like the flu season or whatever the case may be, you have to wear a mask if you come within. I think you have to wear a mask if you're treating a patient. A lot of people don't even know that's where the 6 feet come from. In the hospital, when the flu season is going, I never got a vaccination ever since I've worked in the hospital for over 20 some years, different jobs, and I didn't get the vaccination. They say, well, if you don't get the vaccination, you have to wear a mask during the flu season if you come within 6 feet of a patient that you're with. That's where the 6 feet really came from with the COVID thing. That's what they did in the hospital. That's why folks are like, huh? I don't get it. Why 6 feet? Because that's what they use in the hospital. If you come within 6 feet, Brandon Tatum is a right winger black conservative. I don't know what that means, but okay. He's a conservative, I guess. I told you I'm still getting used to this right and left stuff. Corey Johnson said, you are a young man, but yes, you could become president. Well, y'all better go spread the news. I'm be campaigning in 2020, 2022 to 2020. No, 2023. I'm campaigning. No. MRM, please be aware you will get a ton of hate. Democrats don't take kindly to blacks who don't follow their dictates. For now, I appreciate that, but I do not care. I'm telling you, I don't think there's no tougher judgment, no tougher hate, no tougher malice, no tougher jealousy, no tougher ill will that I've ever experienced than in the church. I didn't experience that much hate in the gangs in Decatur, Illinois, and Chicago. I didn't experience that much hate and malice and jealousy and just complete wrongness than I have experienced in the church world. So I'll be pleased. That's nothing. That's what I'm saying. Doing what I'm doing right now, talking to people that's not like of a church, congregation, anything like that. This is easy compared. When you go to public speak to normal people that's not even in church, I don't go preaching at folks now. Like I'm talking about when I go and speak at, we speak to youth that are at risk or you mentoring young people. I don't preach nothing. I don't do that to them. I'm just a human being in them. That's easier than dealing with people in church. I'm telling you, my foundation and being built up and having thick skin came from the church world because of so many hypocrites, so many fake folks, so much stuff being started, so much gossiping and backbiting. That's why, as long as I know I'm on his team up there, I don't care if a Democrat don't like me. I don't care if a Republican don't like me. That's not my concern. I don't care. So I mean, and now when you say I'm for the people, I'm for what's going to be. I'm like even in China. I'm up here sound like I've been doing this for a long time. Plain and simple. I'm for people's healthy lives, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically. That's what I'm for. So I don't care about no conservative or no Democrat ideologies or anything like that, because who I am as a person with Christ's love, I care for people. So that's how I am. I don't care about. So that's me. If Democrats don't like me, oh well. If conservatives don't like me, oh well. I am me. I'm not going to change who I am for anybody. I have heard time attending church for that reason. Yeah, JC, I know. It can be hard. What's going on, Dorothy Schlafer? You still in church? Corey Johnston, I am church. Church is just God's people, his assembly. That's what it is. But I totally understand why you have a hard time attending it, man. You want to get some mental toughness. You go into a church that's full of religious and crazy fake ideologies and all that, you will have a strong, thick skin, all that coming out of that, man. I'm telling you. All that stuff is seen in church. You got church can become a part where they can have segregation going on. Then if it's not that, then church can be divided into socioeconomic levels. I've seen that we all supposed to be part of church body, but people that need to ride a church van home, they already looked at as being poor and being like lower class because they have to get rides home for the church van because they don't have cars. So they already get singled out. I've seen people in my church that they got treated completely different because they didn't have it all. So then you got a social economic hierarchy that goes on in the church. You know what I'm saying? Then you got Sunday's best dress that goes on. It's so much crazy stuff that goes on in the church world. Man, I'm so thankful that I was able to get through all that and learn what I learned, because I would not be who I am and wouldn't have the thick skin and wouldn't be able to see through a bunch of lies and people trying to be sneaky and conniving, trying to trap you with certain type of questions. I wouldn't be able to see through all that stuff if I did not get that experience in church. There's debates that goes on in church too over certain issues and topics, which I'm not going to get into. When you say food, shelter, and clothing, that is a Jesus/liberal stance, in case you didn't know. No, I ain't gonna see what I'm saying. You put that label on there. I didn't do that. You put this liberal thing on there. Nuh-uh. I'm going this based off of what those pillars are that I've been taught that matters in life. Food, shelter, clothing, and great health is what matters. Because Jesus was the one that said, feed the poor. If somebody steals something from you, the clothes off your back, give them clothes. He said these things to do. He came around healing people, giving them good health. So that's where I get the food, shelter, and clothing and great health from. So I don't care. That's what I'm saying. I don't like when somebody, Bob, I get what you're trying to say, but I don't like when nobody do that. I don't like when I say things like, I feel that if you want something in life, you need to go for it. Find people that are already in that job that you have. Ask them questions. Have them point you in the right direction. Go after, if you want things in life, go after it wholeheartedly and go do it. See, Ty, you're a conservative. Don't do that to me. No. This is just what I experienced in life and what I've seen from my own eyes. I don't want that title, that label being above me. I don't like that. So I don't like when people do that. Mama Don, I thought you were in here already and I answered you on that. I told you that I've seen a lot of those on there. I've seen a lot of those. I'm so thankful I found your channel. The world needs more people like you, people who speak truth no matter what. Appreciate that, Justin Smith. Are we cousins? No. Whatsoever you do to the least of my brethren, you also have done it to me. Yep. Matt Beckman. But you know what? I get what you're saying. But when you say you quit church, what you did is you just quit going to an organized thing where y'all came to worship. But church is you. It's just, how would you feel if I say to you, hey, let's go to black or let's go to white? You're like, what? I am black. I am white. Well, that's what the church is. The church is an assembly of people. Don't have to necessarily be in a building that we call church, but church is an assembly. It's people. So I used to kill when people say, man, I need to get back in church. What they're saying is that they feel that they are okay in God based on how many times they put in the punch in clock showing up at church building. All right, Kimberly Bambini. See you later, says rest easy. Laura says she gave up on organized religion a long time ago when my husband was told that he couldn't be baptized because he was in the military. Laura, see, that's what I'm saying. That's why, exactly. There's nothing biblical about that when all kind of people in the Bible warred and fought and all that. That's what I'm saying. It's so, I don't like that. I totally understand that, though. Well, Hippie Long, there is a video. If you go to my live, if you go on my channel and you click on live, you can find a video where I actually discuss the N-word. The N-word only has power if you give it power. The N-word is really only important based on the intentions of the person that's using it. I'm going to be doing a video sometime in the near future. Sometimes in the near future, talking about the use of that in songs. Mary Jarvis says, I'm 69, white. I don't understand your viewpoint about what's going on right now. Help me out. Mary Jarvis, if you were on a computer, you would have to take your little dial all the way back to the beginning and play this video from the beginning because I can't explain it all over again. Laura Danes, that is absolutely right. She said, just because I gave up on organized religion doesn't mean I gave up on relationship with the Lord. That is absolutely right. A. Gordon, he didn't say that he can't be baptized in the military. He said that the church that they belong to wouldn't do it. So, yeah. Love the Brothers Johnston reaction. Which part, Alex? When my mother-in-law walked into the picture frame? Big Bad John says, you have a real common sense approach to Christianity to me. I really appreciate how you explain things. Don't bend what others want you to say. Thank you. Hey, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. I think, John, the thing is, like I said, I tell people, it's no lie, folks. I have a real relationship with God, and God does speak to me, but people think it comes through how movies taught us. Like it's gonna be this, oh, it's gonna be this monk sounding music in the background, and God gonna come out, Tyler, my son, for I say unto you. No, he speaks to me through my conscience. I flat out say, I mean, I'm talking about y'all, I'm telling y'all, it's so amazing. And I don't think if somebody thinks I'm a lunatic or I'm crazy. I really do not care. I know for a fact that the Lord speaks to me, even though some of the simplest things. Sometimes I get days where I'm like, oh my God, I cannot figure out what I want to eat. I just cannot figure it out. And he'll be like, how about you try that new Chinese restaurant that your coworkers were talking about? I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll go and try that. Stuff that's simple, man. And even the things that we're discussing in here, I just I ask him about it before I go into conversations with it, and I asked him during this conversation, "Can you please give me knowledge to say what I'm saying?" The God is really simple, folks. That's why he said, "My yoke is easy, and my burden is light." It's really simple, but man has transformed it into something special. Like I have to be of a certain priesthood, and I've been in prayer for 15 hours, and I have a special anointing on my life that the Lord God. See, they do all that special animated stuff, all that to make it seem like they got something real special that you don't. And I get up there and I stand before the people with my fancy stuff on and all this and that because I'm bigger and better than you, and I need to lead you people into the right direction. No, the only person that should be leading you is Lord. That's it. You can have the same type of thing mindset that I had, because the mindset that I got right here is the mindset that came from him. Let's see. Again, if you are in here, if you want me to hear something that you're saying, you might, if you're on the phone or something like that, you might want to put in capital letters MRM. If you are on a computer, you need to put the @ sign to spell out modern Renaissance man. Well, spell out modern. It will fill it in. Once it fills it in, hit enter, then type out your message. God's voice cannot be heard. Yes, it can. Right in your conscience. He speak to you right through your conscience. Just like when you're reading the words on the screen right now, you're hearing it, but you just can't. You can't make out you can't make out the tone of the voice, but you hear it. Captain Von Erich said, "Would you support only African cops going into African situations?" Captain Von Erich, I think in Africa, all they really have are African cops for African situations. So, unless, I mean, there's white people in South Africa, but I think as far as Africa go, that's like, I want to say 95% black. So I'm almost certain that Africans are going into African situations. So I don't know. You talking about sending like white police officers over to Africa? I'm confused on that question. Eddie Tellez says, "Brother, you and I believe the same way. We, me, you are the church. A lot of hogwash. Like I got Boaz anointing, so $1,000 into ministry. Exactly. Absolutely not. Absolutely not, man. That's crazy." So in that definition, God's voice is a wavelength. You can break it down to that, and within a wavelength, you're going to find what? Light. Light has frequencies and wavelengths. It's amazing. Mender says, "Why is the USA burning in lockdown time? I heard there are mandatory lockdowns and no one is following them." No, I mean, you think about it. I mean, if you were grown up, you can say there's a curfew, but you really can't stop nobody from going out and doing what they're going to do. Now, the reason why they having lockdowns is so people can be safe. When it all comes down to it, it's going to be because it's safe. You're going to be safe. If you're at home, you don't have to worry about nobody coming busting your home up or doing anything like that. And plus, it keeps you from getting hurt if you go out there and you're trying to peacefully protest. But then at nighttime, a lot of bad people come out, because guess what happens in the darkness? A lot of stuff that goes on in the darkness can't be seen. It's hard to catch. That's why a lot of bad stuff happens at nighttime versus the daylight, because light shines things on what can go on in the darkness. But when darkness comes and there's no light there, all kind of bad things can happen. Kenny J said, "Even in a church building, people will lead you astray." Absolutely. That's why when I talk to people, I really push for them to get their own personal relationship with the Lord. You get your own personal relationship with the Lord, And in doing so, you let his Holy Spirit lead you and guide you to all righteousness, which it does. Vicky Richards said he means black cops and only black communities. No, no, it has nothing to do with that. It has something to do with what these people are being, what their mindsets are being taught to do. Look at this, man. Y'all seen the other day. Y'all seen the other day where I was walking. I mean, not walking. There was a lady walking that got stabbed by her boyfriend or whatever. I stopped, helped the lady out. White police officer came up. Me and that white police officer hit it off right from the beginning. We were talking. We were this, we were that. I'll explain to him. He didn't look at me and go, "So, sir, you sure you're the one to stab this woman? Come on, man. I would did in that video that y'all seen. Did I look like I was scared? Did I look like I was like, officer, I just want you to know that this lady was walking on the side of the road, and officer, I promise you that please. I was talking to him like he was a buddy of mine. I'm like, hey, this what happened. I seen her walking, and when I pulled up, she was bleeding, and I went on, let's get this. So me and the officer, we worked together. I went to my med bag. I packed her little wound with some gauze, and I put another little a bigger gauze around it. Then I got my TheraBand. I tied it real tight around the legs, and while the officer held it, that officer didn't question me one time saying, "Did you do this?" Or, "Well, why were you going down the road?" Come on, man. I wasn't scared of that man. I wasn't like, "Oh man, well, it's a white police officer. He gonna think that I did it." Oh boy, oh boy. That's some bull crap. Don't nobody think like that. They want me to think like that, but I wasn't scared of that man. I didn't even think twice about that. Big Bad John, I was planning on doing that. He said, "Do you do meet and greets or public talks?" Big Bad John, public talks quite a bit. MRM, I was explaining the African cops question. Vicky Richards, yeah, okay, I knew what you were saying. I got you. But no, I don't think if you send black men into black neighborhoods, I don't think that's really going to solve no major issues. I mean, because I showed y'all a video where there was a black cop right there when the other dude was being suffocated. But the thing is, it would be awesome though, so that black people can see that there are other positive role models in the community. But the issue is, police are not looked at in black communities or white communities as well as being positive role models. They are out there, but they're being portrayed on TV as being bad guys. So that's what I'm saying. And I tell a lot of black people, if you mad about what's going on in your neighborhood, if you mad about what's going on in our communities, why aren't y'all becoming police officers then? Why aren't y'all becoming police officers? I swear it's such a hypocritical thing. When I was a teenager growing up, most of the people that showed up to any incident that we had going on were white police officers. We never looked at them like they were these we never looked at them like, oh, this is racist. They were the only people that were working. That's it. So I mean, all of a sudden now it's become like all of them are like racist and all that. I don't know how that happened, but A. Gordon said, MRM, as a veteran and working law enforcement, I get really upset about people's ignorance and lack of facts. More whites are killed by cops than other races combined. I said that, Gordon. Y'all, 55% of you guys are killed annually by police officers. It is a massive brainwashing by the media. Just wait, it's going to get much worse. Well, Holly, I think that a lot of people are catching on though. That's what makes this really different. See, the beauty in this is everybody has something like this in their hand where they can show their truth, where they can show a selfie of themselves seeing a pile of bricks out there, where they can show videos of people that are not a Black Lives Matter movement spraying stuff on buildings. So people are spreading things around. That's why I encourage a lot of people to have a social media platform. Make sure y'all share this stuff. Yeah, Scott McClellan. Yeah, I said it from the beginning that wasn't a racist. Y'all can go back to my video when I first did this on George Floyd, and I said right from the beginning that's not racist. That's a bad, evil cop that did what he did, or cops. Gary Panel says, have you heard about some in the black communities trying to block white kids from being adopted by? I mean, it's crazy. You mad because some white people trying to adopt a black child, but ain't nobody mad that all these fathers are leaving these black children. Crazy. Lance Taylor, I disagree with that. See, the thing is, we like to do that. We like to see what I'm saying, Lance Taylor. And please don't take this. I mean, you're gonna take it how you want to take it anyway. But I'm just letting you know I'm not coming at you in no condescending or making you feel stupid way. But what you're saying right now makes absolutely no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. You taking something what's going on right now in this world and trying to everybody look. Mark my word, y'all gonna do it. Y'all. When I say y'all, I'm talking about people that do this. They've done this with every last president, man. I mean, my God, George Bush was the mark of the beast, and he was going to be the reason why the Israelites are going to rebuild the temple. And then next thing you know, I mean, my God, then Barack Obama came along and they said he was the wounded headed beast. I mean, we got to quit doing that, man. God is not going to harden Donald Trump's heart. God has something. Matter of fact, a lot of people don't a lot of people don't even understand what it meant by that. When it said God hardened Pharaoh's heart, do you even understand what that means? It don't mean that God just forced Pharaoh. No, when it said that God hardened Pharaoh's heart, because Pharaoh was so prideful that every time God did a miracle, he just got madder and just he just thought that he can defeat it. That was the hardening process. In other words, when it said God, I'm gonna give you another definition. When it said God hardened Pharaoh's heart, God ticked Pharaoh off. Just think, Pharaoh grew up all his life worshiping these other gods, these other idols, doing all this stuff all his life. This dude was forcefully taught to learn the ways of the false gods. He didn't know it. And all of a sudden, his false gods is being shut down. He's becoming mad and angry. And he becomes prideful. I'm not doing nothing. Even though God was sitting there showing you in your face, oh, I'm all God. I'm all powerful. I'm taking over this thing. I'm turning the water into blood. I'm bringing this. I'm bringing these plagues. I'm doing this. And Pharaoh just got madder and mad. That's what it was saying. That's the hardening. People think it means like God just put this hardening on his head and made him not. Pharaoh wanted to do it, but Pharaoh couldn't because God hardened his heart. No, it's not. It's pretty much saying that God was making this man so upset because everything this man ever known all his life was being completely blasted before his eyes. And since he's Pharaoh and everybody looked at Pharaoh, he had to still try to show them, I'm going to fight back against this, even though he knew he was losing. That's the hardening. So when you say God is hardened Trump's heart, how and doing what? God gave us something called free will. That's what I don't. That's what I'm saying. Scripture in the Bible don't say nothing about Donald Trump right now. Scriptures in the Bible don't say nothing. People have done that over and over again. Like I said, Lance, I don't know who's taught you that or where it came from, but what you're saying right now, I've heard it, man, from the age of 15 when I got saved, all the way up to when I finally completely gave away all the religious stuff I learned at the age of 27. I turned everything around to go study stuff myself. And man, everybody is doing that, man. Don't fall for that. Because all of a sudden, nobody talking about Bush no more. And he was once the Antichrist and the mark of the beast. Good morning, Karen Gray. We are in captivity. No one saves us but the Lord. I'm not in captivity. I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea. And look, and there we go using Bible lingo. We're in captivity. There's people I know on the streets right now in the hood. They don't even know what captivity means. So I'm saying, no, we're not in captivity. We are free. Last time I checked, we're free. So I don't know what this is. See what I'm saying? You cannot take things that were going on in the Bible and make it seem like that's what they're talking about now. I've known the pastor say, oh, in the Bible, it says that Mesopotamia, that's Russia. And when Russia, come on, man, don't do that. Don't. That's what I'm saying. That's what religiosity, Lance. I'm not trying to tear nothing you. I'm not trying to discredit you or anything like that. But I can't stand for stuff that's not truthful, man. When the Lord said to the 7 churches, Laodicea, He was talking about those churches at those times at that moment. Well, no. See, the United States is Laodicea, and whatchamacallit church, that's Australia. Come on, man. Don't do that. Don't. No. We're not in captivity. When Jesus died on the cross, the veil was rent. We all have access to God through the Lord Jesus Christ. Plain and simple. Who the Son has set free is free indeed. No, we're not. We're in captivity, though. No, sorry, I'm not. I'm not in captivity. You may be. And to me, it seemed like Lance, and like I said, I'm not coming down on him, just trying to get you to see things. You may be in captivity, and the captivity that you are in is believing in this religious mindset that's telling you this stuff right here. That's you actually, I'm actually free from all. See, when I broke free from all that stuff, that was freedom right there. I'm not in no mental religious chains no more. I'm not there, buddy. And I'm sorry, man. You gonna see in time, it's not gonna do it. God hates when white Romans. Okay, yeah. See, we ain't we already that's history. That's over and done with. The Romans destroyed Jerusalem in 70 AD. I'm just saying that stuff is over and done with, man. It's 2,000 years ago. It's just like if somebody sat there and said, I mean, just think about anybody that wrote a book. Some of our forefathers that wrote a book and said something. I don't know. I feel about the prophecies the same as you. People can sit there and take the Bible any kind of way and say, look, the Bible prophesied. It said, for in the last days, men will be lovers of themselves and da da da. See, look, see, people taking selfies. See, the Bible says men is going to be lover of themselves. Look how many people are out there taking selfies and all that. See there? They loving themselves. I'm telling you, brother. Ooh. So the Bible knew about cell phones? I mean, I'm I'm not trying to, and this is what I do at a church. If I'm talking here, I really want people to think about this stuff. Jesus, not, of course, Jesus, but the apostles and disciples them had no clue about no cell phones, no cell towers, no steamboats, no Wi-Fi, no internet, no TV. Oh, but they knew about it. That's what they meant when they said, watch, be prayerful and watch. They were talking about the televisions. Come on, man. Come on, man. Don't do that. I'm sorry, Lance. I'm not making fun of you in no way. I really just want you to see how just crazy it can be to do that. You have to go to your enemy for water, food, clothes, for want. I don't. I just go to Walmart or Aldi's or Schnucks. I can go to Winn-Dixie. I can go to Publix. I can go to Save-A-Lot. I can go. What you talking about? I don't got to go to my enemies for no food. I can go outside and go to the garden too for food. See, where that doesn't work. See, there we go. Okay. He said you have to go to your enemy for food, water, clothes, for want all things. African and American are to white Jewish people. So how can you be to white people? Oops, you're black, not colored, Afro-American. I have no idea what you're talking about. See, you just really not making sense now. Okay. Well, Texas Rose said the battle is won. We just have to believe it and act accordingly. Well, Texas Rose, the issue is that people have been instigated into believing that they have been defeated. That's why I live so victorious right now. I have not struggled or fought. For a long time, my biggest enemy was religion. I'm just telling y'all, my biggest enemy was religion and like stuff that Lance Taylor is saying. Had me all freaked out, getting depressed and getting scared and all this stuff like that when the stuff never happened. It never happened. So when I realized how free I was in the Lord, I was able to see so much stuff in a different light. I'm not in captivity. Y'all been on this channel. Y'all been following me for almost 2 years. July 17th or something, that would be 2 years. Y'all have not seen one time where I got on this YouTube channel. I was not positive. I was not uplifting. You're not going to see what I'm like, well, y'all, I'm just down and out, y'all. I mean, I had a bad day. Not one time can anybody claim they see me like that on this channel. And all my followers and subscribers on here will tell you that. 2 years. And you're not going to see it. The only way you will see me upset, y'all, you won't even see it. You just won't, because I'm not there. I'm sorry. The wicked chicken said the Bible said that the odor of raw onions shall permeate the air. That came true today when all neglected to wash my armpits. Man, you silly dude. Oh, he crazy. What's going on, Ramona Klassen? MRM, is there another country in this world where Africans have risen to the level as the U.S.? I don't know, man, because, hey, Captain, I'm being so honest with you right now. I don't know a lot of Africans in America. I work with a few Africans, and if you're talking about African Americans, I just call them Americans. I said to myself, since all this reform stuff is going on right now, I wish they would change all the definitions on sheets when you apply for a job. It should say, check this box if you are American, Russian, German, Canadian, Samoan, Scandinavian, Philippine, Australian, Chinese. I wish the boxes would say all that. That's what the boxes need to say. Because personally, I don't like to be called African American. I don't like to be called a person of color. I don't like to be called a colored person. If you were born in Jamaica, you're Jamaican. If you were born in, like I said, if you were born in Canada, you're Canadian. You know what I'm saying? You're born in Germany, you're German. You were born in Britain, you're British. That's what it should be. Said now it is a virus. Well song. The wicked chicken, that is absolutely right. Letha said, when did we get our raise for our wardrobe? Dan Thorpe, that is absolutely okay, sir. Well, some say religion was my biggest enemy for years too, and it ain't even nothing that came from God. It was religion was man built, man made stuff. Trump defeating our Constitution right in front of our eyes, Ty. I don't see that. I don't know what you're talking about with that. I don't see that, but that's got to come with some facts behind that. Murder by Death. Is that a documentary, Mama Don? Lethal said, I have a serious question. How can C-Nan you drink that nasty tea? Quite honestly, Lethal, I drink it because it was free. It was free, and it has caffeine in it. And that's what kind of, today was a long day for me. So I got it for free. And I don't really turn down a lot of free stuff. Oh, a comedy movie. Okay, Mama Don. Wait. Cash said you just timed out my brother for no reason. I don't know what you're talking about, Cash. He donates to this channel and didn't say anything wrong, but he's having to use me to get through to you, moderator. Who are you talking about? Cash Chandra. Who are you talking about? Corey Johnson said, you are authentic, obviously a true American. Dave Adams said, I knew Instagram was the end of days. I know, right? Becoming lovers of themselves. Kenny, no racial groups are genetic reality. The best thing a president is doing for America is getting the private sector involved in creating American jobs. Love you, bud. Hope I haven't been too tough on you. Answers are needed. This can get worse. Captain Von Eric, no, you're not tough on me at all. I want to know who it is that people feel like somebody's being deleted. I'm confused. Hold on for a second. Let me see this. Moderator, please stop timing me out. Anyone that doesn't agree with you, please. Cash Chandra, what is being said? What is being done? Because I need to let me see this. Okay, Well Sung 81 said, yes, asking questions, that very thing is what got me in a lot of trouble, stating religion was man-made, faith was from the Lord. Yeah, I hear you. My brother is still trying to post a comment, and he's a regular on this channel, so he's actually asked me to post for him. Cash, who is your brother, so I can see what's going on? Choice 12 ounce born Gmail. Okay, I'm gonna look for it, see what's going on. Hold on, who keeps deleting this? Hold on, let me see. Oh, Choice, don't put your email up here though. Just okay, but you could next time type it out. Don't put the actual email up there. That way nobody can try to email him. But I want to see if Choice if Choice says something else. I need to see what he's saying. There was no spamming he did unless he used capital letters. Okay, so let me look for Choice. Choice 12 ounce. Let me see what they're saying. I can't. Trey Alexander, what is going on, man? I ain't see you in here. I don't see. Okay, I need to see what Choice is saying. I want to see what if Choice, where are they at now? Lawrence said, if you had 3 wishes, what would you wish for? What would I wish for if I had 3 wishes? That's a hard one. That is a hard one. I would wish that people will really have the mental capacity to think for themselves and seek out truth. That would be one. But the other 2, I don't know, man. I have to think about that. I still can't find that person's I've been scrolling up. I can't see what 1, 2. Yeah, and that's another thing too. It does says that YouTube does censor a lot of y'all comments too. Let me see. You don't see Choice because the moderator blocked him out for spam. Did it say the moderator did it? Well, let me see. However long he's out, hopefully Choice comes back in here so I can see what they're trying to say to me, because I'm trying to go back up and see what was being said. I wish there was a way I can type the name in and it just takes me right to him. Choice 12 ounce. Why can't I see this? I'm gonna have to go into my different section of my channel to see if there's something in the hidden or spam. No, it was someone in here blue because they admitted they blocked him out for spam. He was using all caps. Oh, okay. I see what's going on in. Hey, if Choice What'd you say his name was? Choice? Scott McClellan at Cash Chandler. So I mixed Choice up with someone else, shushing till Ty figures it out. Look, now y'all got everybody here confused now. Wait a minute. Now, wait, hold on. What'd you say? Okay, Cash Chandra. Okay, Choice 12-ounce born. I think I'll. Are they still here? Is Choice still here? Oh my God. Yeah, I think it might have been something messed up. Yeah. If Choice comes back in here, make sure that you don't do everything in caps, okay? Because it can be easily flagged. Because it's as a rule of thumb, it's taken as if you're yelling at the person. But again, put the @ sign, and then spell out modern, or if not, try to put capital MRM, and then yeah. Cash Chandra, your message is not being deleted. They just don't want the email. Don't let the email be shown, because people will start emailing. We got trolls in here. So as far as Cash goes, I'm sorry, as far as Choice 12-ounce born, I want to see whenever they come back in here. Just make sure don't do nothing in capitalized letters, because it instantly gets flagged as if you're yelling at me or something like that. So okay, there you go. Choice 12-ounce says, "This is me," and apparently the person that timed the out said they made a mistake with the wrong person. Okay, got you, Choice. Okay, I see you. Now you're definitely going to be known now, Choice. Now all eyes going to be on you every time you say anything. Not in a bad way, it's just that everybody knows who you are now because of this incident. So okay, it's okay now, brother. My sister just used her account so that I can get the message through that I was being blocked for some reason. Okay, I got you. You definitely are on my radar now. Dean said, "Welcome back, Choice." Kevin Lee, hello. I'm gonna move this back some so I can just kind of lean back and chill a little bit. Maybe a well thought out ploy. Ha ha ha. Yeah, it's okay now. Thanks for paying attention. Absolutely, I do my best. At least try to. But hey, it shows when you seek the answer, someone you get them. Absolutely. As in life. MRM, do you think the people who looted will catch the virus? Lawrence, no. I'm just being dead serious. No. For one, the virus cannot survive in over 80-degree temperature. And since they were lighting everything on fire, they was they out there sweating and yelling. Ain't nobody getting no virus. Everybody body temperature was up. Did anyone see Candace Owens' video? Nope. I'm gonna check it out after I get off here, which will be in a little bit. Laura Danes, thanks for tuning in. Sis. And don't forget to give the video a thumbs up so it can be circulated. You guys have been doing a really good job with circulating the video. Well, y'all have been. If you are giving this video a thumbs up, you're the reason why the video is being circulated. So I really do appreciate that from you guys. Mary Jarvis said, "You are hilarious." I'm telling the truth. I was saying I think it would be good if we hired more black officers to come into the neighborhood every day. No, I got you. I see what you mean by that. But my thing is that if the message is being pushed across, the people are saying F the police, and the police suck, and the police are portraying in the bad light, people don't care what color they are. Now it becomes like right now in this world we're in right now, it's the people versus police. Where the Democrats now want to defund the police and close prisons. Okay. Oh my God. Yeah, they lost them. I'm sorry. I don't care if it's a Democrat or Republican. Whoever said they want to defund the police and close prisons have lost their minds. This is gonna be a free fall. If that's the case, and they talking about doing everybody, you better go bear arms. And they the same people talking about get the guns off they know they're trying to get rid of the guns. Okay. Yeah, that's another thing. Somebody had me watching them too. So that's all I was trying to say about coming from housing as a young guy. I know I'll feel more comfortable around black officers than any other race. Yeah, it's all about what you experience in your own personal life as well. Because I mean, I felt safe around any police officer. I don't care, man. I don't feel threatened by no police officers, man. They are people with a badge. Did you see some protesters were trying to block traffic by laying down on the street in 105-degree temperature? Not very smart thing. No. All of a sudden, people, you don't smell this? Hey, we got people, somebody barbecuing. No, that's that dude over there. He frying some fat back. MRM, do you fully believe in systemic police racism? No, I do not. I believe in an evil person doing an evil thing. And I believe that there are some people who scared to tell on their fellow brother. It goes on more than in police. It goes on in medicine too. People in medicine work with each other. They become real acquainted. They become really good friends. And a person can do something like a malpractice, but because you personally know about them, their wives, their husbands, their children, you don't want to tell on something that you know that they did that's unethical or illegal or violated HIPAA. It's the same thing with police officers. Some of them don't want to call out because they worked with these people for 15, 20 years. They know their families. They spent Christmas over there with them. They had Christmas parties and all that, so they don't want to tell on their buddy. So I don't think it's systemic. I think it's just relational. They don't want to tell. That it comes down as being simple. But the ones that actually are being like overly, using excessive police force, those particular individuals are just evil, plain and simple. That's all it comes down to. That's what my father shows me. I'm talking about God. Yep. Jarks, I've been saying that when I was on starting this channel, talking about fatherlessness, big time. I like, and also, what's the name? Jasrick. I like the way you worded that. We need to acknowledge why people feel the need to sometimes fear. Like, yeah, they want it. You know what I'm trying to say? They want it. Like they want it so they can use some type of excuse. You know what I'm saying? So, in case the police treat them with over aggressive, inhumane tactics, people do. Some people feel the need to want to fear. They ain't even nothing to be scared of, but they want to be. It's like even though you as an individual are not scared, but you want to watch a scary movie so you can get scared. It's like that's what they walk around with. Like, oh, I want to be around a police officer. So I can. I mean, come on, man. Wow, Scott said, did you say the word fat? Oh my God, you were insulting overweight Americans. Exactly. Now I definitely can't run for office now because they're gonna pull this video up and say, would you want Ty Smith running for office? He called a disease that affects 500,000 Americans that suffer from the disease of obesity. Ty Smith called them fat. Do you want him? I mean, I can't. I'm sorry. Oh my God, Elvis said fat men lives matter. I didn't say it was a man. I said a person. They don't understand nothing. Yeah. Are you familiar with Nicole Walter? Says Mr. Defouts. No, I am not. There was a phenomenal triggered podcast tonight with Burgess Owens, Herschel Walker, wonderful motivational speakers, went hand in hand with tonight's chats. Okay. I have to watch it. MRM, I used to live in a small town. The police in that town were power hungry and tyrants, but I don't put all police officers in that category. That's right. And we shouldn't. Yeah, your heart races a bit because them bright lights came on. It's a lot of stuff. It was quickly stimulating. You know you did something wrong. It's like when you were a child and you got busted doing something you had no business doing. Freya said, I feel so ignored because I told you, Freya, you need to put MRM or you need to spell out modern. If you on a computer, Freya, put the @ sign and start to spell out modern. It will automatically fill it in. Then you type out your message. If you're on a computer, make sure that you capitalize the letters MRM so I can see it. Lord Jesus. Anywho, let me see.